do it. Now, I'm not knowing if they're claiming it doesn't sell. Really? Think of some of the most. So Friday, when we're broadcasting from Farley's as the cusp of Memorial Day, I may be asking for the all-time patriotic film or scene or something. I'm going to blend that in because Hollywood, the left, they don't like what's going on with this whole 1250 celebration. So here is the religion expert. This is Cut 15. Claiming only evangelical Christians. Now, this yesterday, Bishop Barron spoke. Bro loves Bishop Barron. You may know him. Been trying to get him on the show for a while. Major Catholic figure. Probably never become a cardinal because of Pope Leo. He spoke. I'll play you a little bit of what he said about America and religion and how big of a role religion played in the founding and continues today. But here's CNN's guy taking a shot at that, trying to divide. Cut 15.
Pete Hegseth, for example, who you had praying there, he gave a fictitious account of George Washington that historians say isn't true.
And then, apocryphal, right?
Yeah, apocryphal story about Washington kneeling in prayer at Valley Forge. It's a painting you'll see all over Christian nationalist sites. But what's notable there is that he prayed, he said, as Washington did, in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord, right? So this very, again, sectarian thing, that was the thing over and over. It wasn't just God bless America, a more general sense of a sense of God or a kind of theocratic reference. It was really this very specific claim to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which is like one evangelical formulation of Christianity. And so you ask, well, how does this affect the 28% of Americans who are not religiously affiliated at all? How does it affect Buddhists or Muslims or Jews? Like those sentiments don't resonate. I think that was the thing that was striking to me. It wasn't just a sort of God bless America kind of event. It was really reclaim the country for this one sector of Christianity kind of event.
All right. Now, the moderator, right, is shocking. They're dopes, right? I say this all the time about, are you there? Can you jump in? How befuddled was that? So I'll do both roles here, attacking and explaining. This guy was starting to go down the path, and she let him go all over the place because we want to slam this. This is white Christian nationalism. By allowing him to say, and then he started to stutter and hem and haw, that only evangelical Christians are the ones that say Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. Now, you know that's not true. If he wants to say, hey, you left out some of these other figures here, some of these other religions. And I'm not sure. I didn't see it all. I have Bishop Barron. I would have included some of the others. Somewhat because it's the right thing to do, and somewhat because I'm going to stick it to them. I'm not going to give them any ground to jump in here. They're going to look even more ridiculous. But he said there that, oh, yeah, it's only evangelical Christians. Well, Catholics are represented. Would the Pope say, no, we don't see Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior? I don't even think Pope Leo would say that. I don't even think some of the fraudulent cardinals would attack that. This is what they're determined to do as we head toward 250. Diminish in any way possible. Even an attack on the affordability thing. Democrats are the ones that signed off on all these big cities on the affordability with their corrupt FIFA. I don't like Trump hanging around with them. I despise them. They might even be worse than the NFL, which is saying something. All right, so that's the aspect of this that is amazing to me. We cannot even miles. So if you say, God bless America, this guy's saying, all right, we'll give you a pass. We got to put up with that here. We don't like any of this stuff. We don't like this 250th celebration. Why are we even doing that? Well, yeah, right. To make money also. You guys should like that. All right, 855-839-1210, you get on board. Now, I mentioned with Dawn that tomorrow, big primary, particularly for lieutenant governor and governor. The Mastriano nutbags are still out there with a write-in campaign for governor. And this Ventry guy, UFO guy with some racial baggage, he could be, I'm told, the lieutenant governor nominee. If that's the case, you watch. I don't want to be a prophet on this. You watch what happens if that's the case, how that bleeds into everything, what they'll do with it. And I believe that Josh Shapiro is helping him up and down the line with this. All right, one more primary thing. Alante Macaulay. Listeners have just, with open arms, been thrilled, I believe, based upon all the response I get when he comes on with us after he speaks the truth to City Council every Thursday. So he's running for this statewide committee, Pennsylvania Republican Committee. This tiresome woman from Delaware County attacks me in various ways. She's running too, I guess. Right, Val? Or Vi, whatever it is. And Alante posts yesterday that what some Republicans are doing are sending text messages all over the place about him, calling him this vicious felon. Now, he's been so upfront about this, about the crime he committed, and about finding God, finding himself, finding Trump, finding conservative values, that he's been a one-man gang. They can't stand that, though. They just want their little crumbs, and they don't want to put up a fight against Democrats in Philadelphia particularly. And you've heard him. He does. And he's out there doing it. Why not join forces somehow or another on this? There's this little fiefdom, this Pennsylvania Republican Committee. Now, I believe Scott Presler is going to be elected to it. And they're going to say to us, yeah, they don't like Presler either. You have these, they're not even rhinos. They're in the suburbs, they're in Philadelphia, and they all have a little patronage, little crumbs, little things. You know, some of them get on the parking authority, up and down the line. And they don't want anyone coming in shaking things up. All right, that's what it's about. They won't say anything about Trump because they can't. But a guy like this comes in, and that's trouble. Because he goes after that as much as he does progressives. All right, 855-839-1210, you get a line. Now, the feel-good sound of the weekend. This is cut 16, Kirk. Here is Eric Schmidt, former executive of Google. And Eric Schmidt is speaking at Arizona University. I don't think it's Arizona State. I think it's Arizona University. And, of course, Mr. Eric Schmidt has to get into all of his wonder works here, particularly AI. Remember the woman last week speaking in Florida about AI and stunned that the audience, the students erupted? Here's a little bit of Eric Schmidt at Arizona University.
Architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting. The question is whether you will help shape artificial intelligence. We do not know. We do not know the precise contours of what this. If you'd let me make this point, please.
No, don't let him make it. Yeah.
Choose a diversity of perspectives, including the perspective of the immigrant, who has so often been the person who came to this country and made it better. We thought that we were adding stones to a cathedral of knowledge that humanity had been constructing for centuries. But the world we built, artificial intelligence that reflects those values, the world will be unimaginably better for it. I'll switch sides. You are surrendering your agency. We have only seen maybe 1% of what is to come. I'm very proud of this. If you don't care about science, that's okay, because AI is going to touch everything else as well. Whatever path you choose, AI will be helped learn how work is done. If you want to learn something entirely new and you want to have a personal tutor,
it's going to cure cancer.
For the cost of an internet
what about the
connection,
cancer cure?
You can have it. You can now assemble a team of AI agents to help you with the parts that you could never accomplish on your own. When someone offers you a seat on the rocket ship, you do not ask which seat. You just get on. The rocket ship is here. Let me give you some advice. First, find a way to say yes. Listen. You bring the judgment. You bring the conscience. You bring the perspective. I'll give you one final reflection. Happiness, I have come to believe, is not the same as joy. Happiness is derived from meaning. Meaning in your work, meaning in your relationships. Thank you very much and good night.
Yes, yes. Oh, man, if you had a pulse, you put that together, Andrew, and again, youtube.com/1210, you can see it. Your thoughts on how was the mob-like atmosphere here at this commencement? That's okay. All right, hold up, but we'll get to you here. Okay, 855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is push pound 1210. Now, in honor of Mr. T coming up at 1 o'clock, and I'll play you a little bit here of Mr. T, just a snippet. I may stop it in the middle in a second. Mr. T talking about his famous catchphrase. You know what a catchphrase is? A famous phrase, the all-time, I pity the fool. I'm going to ask him about that. He says it's been misunderstood. We are looking, though, for the all-time catchphrase, and if you'd like to do it, and attach a celebrity to it. That's what I'm really looking for. For example, Michael Scott, Steve Carell. That's what she said. Is one of the is one of the all-time unbelievable catchphrases. Okay, of course, it's Dom time is one that I have sort of authored. So
very appropriate, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't there a trademark, by the way, on that?
You know what? They're working on it right now.
I was going to say, it's a work in progress.
I got Eric Schmidt, the former executive at Google, working on it right now. So, Kirk, how about yours?
I think, well, the one movie, RoboCop, I'll have that for $1. The scene where they were watching a TV commercial or not a TV show of something, and they had these pies in the face. Or I can't remember the whole scene, but I'll buy that for $1. And that was like the catchphrase, like throughout the whole movie, and the little side jokes.
Okay. All right,
corny.
good one. How about yours, Andrew?
Well, so on Friday, we were talking about cops and different things, and I remembered that my mom's favorite TV show for cops back in the day, and I don't think anybody mentioned it, was Hawaii Five-0, Steve McGarrett.
Yes.
The thing that he used to say in that show all the time was Book 'em Dano.
Nice.
She used to watch the reruns of the old show, and then CBS a few years ago actually had a modern version of the show, and they said the same thing. So that was one of her favorites, and I would agree it's probably one of the most classic.
It is, and all-time
Modern
the great
sucked,
fake hair by the lead character. Yes, great fake hair.
My personal favorite, though, and we talked about the actors on Friday, was Patrick Stewart. When he was on Star Trek The Next Generation, every single time he told somebody what to do, he would say, "Make it so." And that was my favorite clip. Captain Picard from the Enterprise on Star Trek.
Okay.
That's a good one, too.
Okay, so we're looking for a catchphrase, but particularly the celebrity attached to it. If you want to imitate it, that always helps. Mr. T, pity the fool. Here's a little bit of Mr. T talking about pity the fool and the fact that the proper meaning is not derived from it. You have that, Kirk?
Now listen, we're nobody's fool, but I pity the fool. I pity the fool!
Mr. T takes seconds?
Yes, no. I pity the fool.
You can find pity so many times in the Bible and fool so many times. So I put them together. Pity the fool.
And I pity the fool that tries to get in my way. Once I make up my mind, nothing and nobody gonna stop me. Well, I pity the fools who do that. The name is Mr. T. First name is Mr. Middle name is that period. Last name is T. Listen and listen good. I'm talking to you. When a new kid moves in on your block, what's your attitude? Do you figure?
All right, so we got, I like the part where he says his last name is T. The first name, Mr. Middle, period, T. All right, he'll be here at 1 o'clock. Looking forward to that. I'm not sure what he's up to now, but of course we'll talk Rocky, the A-Team, and a bunch of other things that he's done. Just an unbelievable character. He's coming to town for one of those celebrity events that happen every year toward the end of May. All right, we played you Eric Schmidt. So are you in the camp that says these nitwits in college are so off, we're told, misinformation, they're emotional, they don't know what they're talking about? They're telling this guy, they know what he's all about. They're not trusting this guy getting on a rocket ship and happiness versus joy and all this stuff. You'll see someday what AI is doing for you. Isn't it? Even MAGA types now trying to pressure the Trump administration, which hasn't put the guardrails on, and they should, on AI. We also see that these data centers are under fire across the entire country, these huge data centers. So hit us with that all-time celebrity. Paint the scene. It's all in the call. Just don't blurt it out. It's not a blurting thing. Remember, when you call in on the side question. Coming up, we are loaded up today. And again, big primary tomorrow. If you're in the 3rd or 5th Congressional District, realize you can vote for Alante McCauley. If you know anybody in Beaver County near Pittsburgh, they can vote for Scott Presler, who's on a roll. I haven't gotten to Cassidy yet. I will. Cassidy, Massey, and Cornyn. The Cornyn one is a bit tricky. I don't know that Trump is going to say anything in that. And I'm not sure. There's a lot of baggage with Paxson that Paxson will beat Tellerico in Texas. That's the only thing I worry about. Coming up, Brian Fitzpatrick on Face the Nation yesterday. They went to him talking about people that have pushed back on the president. We'll play you what the great man said yesterday. It's 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Here's the big announcement. Coming up next Thursday, May 28th at the New Jersey FOP Lodge 56 in West Berlin, we will be live from 6 to 11, and we will have a special guest. Sean Farish is coming on up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good old time.
Yes.
Yes.
Sean will join us live and in person next Thursday at FOP Lodge 56. Go get tickets right now. 1210WPHT.com. They're free. Again,
They're free.
Start your day with Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Ready for your next Jeep? Tri-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the perfect fit waiting. Step into a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler with legendary capability. Now leasing for just $392 a month during the Declaration of Deals event. Need more? We have over 25 Jeep Grand Cherokees packed full of savings. Stop by during Declaration of Deals event to get your next Jeep at 422jeep.com or visit us at 15 D&L Drive 100 in Limerick.
39-month lease, 7,500 miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. 0 security deposit with approved credit, plus tax, tag, title, and any other governmental charges. Expires 5/31/2026.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
If you're in the Philadelphia area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 five-star reviews. If you have Medicaid, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know, helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 267-535-2174. That's 267-535-2174. Don't wait. Call 267-535-2174 now. Again, that's 267-535-2174. Freedom Care. Get paid to care starting now.
Freedom Care. We're here for you.
250 years have gone into building this great nation. Iron, brick, and stone forming its foundations. Wires carrying the lifeblood of electricity. And pipes delivering the water to our cities. Behold the strength and scale of American infrastructure. But it only takes a minute for some uninformed homeowner with a shovel to shut it all down. Electricity off. Running water non-existent. And that sewage ain't going nowhere now. Gee, thanks, Bill. Know what's below. And contact PA1 Call before you dig. Visit PA1Call.org.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, it is Dom time. I would tell you right after the show, book me on a flight there, Andrew. That's your capacity from Henry. I have to head to Long Island, and I can't drive up there or whatever. Whatever the quickest transportation is. Got to get these people on. Jericho High School setting an all-time new record, these clowns, 21 valedictorians.
Holy crap.
21 valedictorians.
Do they even study 21 subjects?
Well, it's not.
How does that? But I'm saying it's like, are they giving one out for every subject, like, or every single?
No, the valedictorian is the number one overall.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make.
Well, I guess I'm looking here for more of the coverage on it to tell us.
Wonder how many students actually are in that graduating class.
Yeah, well, it's also the criteria that they use. I'm not sure if they're going to say, well, it all ended up in a tie. Now, we had a very famous case here from South Jersey where the young woman went on homebound study. It was kind of suspicious because that gave a better chance to beat out someone else in a grade point average. And it ended up all the way in Superior Court in New Jersey. And because of the stir over her fight still to be the valedictorian, it became apparent she plagiarized the Thanksgiving message in the Courier Post. And Harvard rescinded her ticket to be a student at Harvard. So this valedictorian stuff, give me any information you see on Jericho's senior class. And it just, if you put in just what are the criteria, how they measure.
Well, I actually found something right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, this is the co-principal of the school talking. Right. Historically, this is the way we've done it with letter grades.
Right.
She says the difference between 99.8 and 99.83 is so insignificant. So letter grades really capture what they represent. So they're not going by basically what their actual scores are. They're focusing more on A versus B versus C, and I guess if you focus more generally on who has A's across the board, right, obviously the pool is going to be a lot bigger if you actually focused on the lettering, because the numbers wise, it's a 0.05 difference, I guess, from all of the 21 valedictorians.
The difference.
But they don't care about that. They're only focusing on what the letter grade is, I guess.
Hey, lady, when you have a swimming meet there, let's say as long as everybody touches something, I guess, inside of 5 seconds.
Or a quarter of half a second or whatever it is.
Whatever it is you want to set up, you geniuses, then that would be okay. It's a tie.
Because everybody has to be a winner.
This is like participation trophy on a level that is ridiculous because these are people that actually competed. Now, should the valedictorian be based exclusively on that? All right, well, we can have an open discussion on the criteria of what you're going to say and who should be the valedictorian. But when it comes down to it, I would say it should be, if it comes out to 1,000th of a point, if it comes out 6 places, I don't care. This person did better.
Right.
Based upon the criteria that were said, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove that criteria, and then we're going to start with, we'll just make it A's. Now, the A could vary.
Mm-hmm.
This strikes me as a place, which, to me, an A's got to be at least Look, I'm being generous today. 94.
Right.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what now? There's a valedictorian. So how many salutatorians are there?
Yeah, I don't know. The stage's
I
not
don't know.
big enough. Google that one.
The article said, because normally the valedictorian of the class gives a speech at commencement, right?
Right.
It's on the 28th, according to the article from the New York Post. Only some of the valedictorians are going to be giving speeches. It doesn't say who, it doesn't say how many, but they're not letting everybody speak. So how do you determine that?
Yeah.
I mean, it just adds to the problem.
No, I know what they'll do. They're fans of this nonsense. They'll go to a lottery. That's always what they do on nonsense like this. They'll put ping pong balls in there. Would you print that out, please, Andrew?
Yeah. I'll have it for you. Yeah.
And how long is the speeches also?
Yeah. 21 valedictorians now. That is a record as far as, I think the New York Post might be right, as far as we know. There have been spasms of this stuff. And again, it always comes back to people don't want to set up an objective criteria and then follow it. And you got to be really thoughtful on this as far as cutting off all the loopholes where there's not going to be ties or whatever, where as best you can. Now, there still could be a tie, a couple people. Okay, that could happen. But 21 are the valedictorians. And he's right. They're saying, so that's insignificant. You're a valedictorian too. If I'm the college, looking at this credential and they put it on their thing, they're the valedictorian, I'm not accepting any of them then. Somebody's got to do something here. I was the valedictorian. All right, if you were the valedictorian, I did this once, and we had several people call in, or the salutatorian, okay? I'd love to have you jump on board. All I did was win the religion award at St. John Newman. Based on the curve, I think I scored 125. It was not the hardest test. It was the final exam at the end of the year based on religion, okay? I was an older boy. 855-839-1210. You can get in. If you were a valedictorian, give us a call. Give us the scene. How would you feel if you were tied by 20 other people? Okay, let's start off with Joe in Columbus on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Joe. Yo, Joe.
Dom, you there?
Yeah, we're here. Sure.
I won the religious award in my high school, too, or my grammar school, because I was the only guy who didn't get caught drinking the altar wine.
Sounds like a pretty tough school. Yeah, I don't know if 21 valedictorians came out of that school.
No. And you know what valedictorian means?
It means the calling. It means, to give the speech. It's the calling into the future, something like that.
Well, translated, it means say goodbye. So why don't you just give it to the person with the lowest GPA? Let him say goodbye.
I barely got over the finish line, but I did it.
I'm saying goodbye to all you because I want to get this memory out, out of the way.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, it became something prestigious, but, give it to the best orator. But, God, yeah, like you said, who are you going to cut out? Because 28 speeches, you're going to have people leave.
Can you imagine? Oh, my God. I can imagine this is like a dance recital of 200 princesses with tiaras on or something. Oh, God.
They brought that on themselves, whatever happens with it.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta follow that one closely. Dom, my side answer, and you knew when this guy was coming to interview you grew to realize that his first group of questions was nothing but fluff. And then he turned away towards the door like he was leaving, and then he would turn around and say, and this is where you knew you were in trouble, when he looked at you and said, just one more thing.
Absolutely.
And that was Columbo.
Oh, yeah. That's the line. That is definitely the line. Who do you like better, Columbo or Monk?
Columbo.
Yeah? Okay.
Columbo, yeah. He was ragtag, but he was in control the whole time.
Good one. Yeah, that's exactly the shtick. That's exactly what he did. Okay. 21 valedictorians. I don't know if we have 21 listening. I bet we have 5 or 10, though. Let us know what was like that high honor here. Jericho High School. I think it's Long Island that I remember. And I'm not sure if it's one of these fancy, like a mainline high school or something. But 21 now, they decided, hey, that's within the frame. They're close enough. Give it to 21 people. Oh, my God. Do you see where this is not the classic participation trophy where everybody gets a trophy. That's one thing, as hateful as that is, as damaging as that is. But this is where you're actually talking about people struggling at the highest levels, and you say, well, it's not worth it. This is pretty close. So let's just go with that. But then 21 don't speak. I bet it is a lottery or something. They have big ping pong balls there, and that's where they're going to go with it. I need a valedictorian or two. Tell us what that was like. I'll play you a little bit of Brian Fitzpatrick. At 1 o'clock, we have Mr. T coming up. I might run some of these past Mr. T today, coming to town for a big event. You get in at 855-839-1210.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. They still gave me a medal. I don't want a reward for doing. I want a reward for dominating. Like daily prize match on Bet365. I play for free and win real rewards, like up to $5,000 in cash weekly. Unlike that joker in denim. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Searching for a new path to wellness? Dr. Molly Fantasia explains how medical hydration therapy can help you reclaim your energy. Listen to Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
I've been working with the team at Lexus at Cherry Hill for over 10 years now, and they just helped me get into my beautiful new white RX 350. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. The ride is smooth and quiet, and the entire experience at Lexus at Cherry Hill is always first class. From sales to finance, they treat you like family, and they make the whole process easy. They are family-owned and operated, veteran-owned, and you can truly feel the difference. If you're thinking about a new car, visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Weather sponsored by Kitchen Magic.
Tired of your old kitchen? This May, Kitchen Magic is offering up to 30% off with financing for any budget. Family owned in Nazareth since 1979. Visit kitchenmagic.com and make someday today.
Now back to the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. On Twitter, instead of the 21 valedictorians, Long Island, people going after it, a lot of morons, because many of the students are Asian. So, you see this all the time. We see schools where people don't want to compete against Asian students. Ridiculous. It's impossible to win, And, the Twitter stuff on this, because the lion's share, I think, of these valedictorians happen to be Asian at Jericho High School, which I think is on Long Island. I'm looking at New York Post story, USA Today. The school's previous record was 15 valedictorians. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
This isn't the first time that they've been doing this for years?
Apparently this is happening. And again, instead of getting out of this, well, I think the 21, all of them had A's over all 4 years. And that's possible. These are driven students, extra credit, whatever. So you have to have some demarcation. You have to have the raw scores then. And then you have the grade point average based on that. And if one kid is, 9.99 out of 100, out of 10, or out of 100, all the numbers, and one is only 8, well, then the winner is the one that wins by 1/10 of a point.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, it's a pretty. Oh God! So what do we lower this? How do we manipulate this? You end up with what should be an embarrassment. They don't seem to be embarrassed by it. Now, Karen in Bluebell apparently might be a valedictorian. I think she's got a great catchphrase too. Hey, Karen, are you a valedictorian in the past?
I was a valedictorian. Stroudsburg High School class of 1977.
Nice, congrats.
Okay, do you remember your speech? Did you save it?
Oh, God, yeah, I still have it. Yeah, I encouraged everybody to get out of town and see the country because nobody went anywhere in Stroudsburg.
So, Karen, what was their criteria? How did they determine a valedictorian?
It was grade point average, and I edged out the guy who was salutatorian by a very small margin.
Like what? Do you remember?
Oh, it's a couple tenths of a percent.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Yeah.
Thank you for proving our point for us.
Yeah,
Thank
proving
you.
our point from the beginning here. And
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
Yeah, particularly when it's this driven. I mean, these kids really are spectacular. Well, that's the way it is.
But
yeah, go ahead.
There's only one number one.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly. This is a participation trophy of the weirdest sort, Karen. So,
yep.
So,
absolutely.
Was there rousing cheers when you said get out of Stroudsburg and see the world?
I was kind of not met well.
Now, what you could have said, you could have anticipated, you're going to see, kids, someday AI is going to come and you're going to be happy. They would have cheered you.
They would have loved that.
Yeah, they would have loved that. Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your catchphrase in celebrity?
Well, in honor of the PGA Championship, hello, friends, from Jim Nance.
Yeah, Jim Nance does it better than anyone. By the way, he was beaten out for a job, I guess sports, way back when here at CBS 3 by Yuki Washington. Yuki and I are friendly. Yeah, and I played golf with him a little bit. Oh, yeah. He talked about it, yeah.
Do you know that backstory about like why he says hello, friends?
No.
He was in a documentary talking about some of the greatest broadcasters of all time, people who've been doing it for decades and stuff. And he was talking about when he first got on, because one of his first big things was when he did the NFL on CBS on Sundays. He talked about his father was dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's. Okay. And one of the things that he was talking with his dad, one of the last lucid moments his dad had when he was in the care for his father, he said, every single time I'm on TV and you're watching and you see me and I look into the camera and I say, hello, friends, and then he follows it whatever he's going to say, that means I'm saying hi to my dad.
That is
brings
tremendous.
Really, I mean, a tear-jerking story. Yeah. And Jim Nance is such a quality character. Exactly. NFL, PGA, been doing March Madness for so many years. One of the most iconic voices we've had in sports.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. By the way, the winner from who is Indian, Kenyan, and lives in English, plays with the two gloves on. Now, I'm a golfer of some sorts. Nick Hale and I played and others. And I don't see the two gloves, and particularly black gloves look awful.
I was going to say
playing golf with that. They
looked a little out of sorts.
Yeah. Now his are more surgical looking and thinner black, but when you have that black glove just to match an outfit, it just doesn't look. It catches my eye in a weird way. And this guy is a very, very driven guy. He went through. I mean, he had covers on his irons because they couldn't afford them and they had to protect them. He still keeps coverings on his irons today. I wasn't a fan of Rana Mink, the course. I don't care what anyone says. I agree with Rory McIlroy and others. They tricked it up a bit, the greens. They're brutal, so that the score, wasn't going to be astronomical. And I just, I like the rough. I like that. I put more water. I like all that. But the greens, no. It was a spectacular event. but it's not bringing $125 million to the area. Stop it already with these crazy. Anybody can say anything.
I know. Everybody was talking about, it's going to be the greatest thing for golf in the area. And
I'm here to officially announce. We'll announce the date maybe tomorrow. I need the official go-ahead. But Dom Giordano Day is on at Mulligan's. And I've been told that brings $5.87 million more to Wildwood during that week.
There you go.
Of celebration. $5.87 million.
Right. Where's our cut?
Not any holiday. Not Memorial Day. Not anything else. It's only when Dom Giordano shows up.
Well, it's officially Dom Giordano Day, recognized by the city. They proclamated.
They have to. I mean, if that much revenue's coming in, I mean, you don't have a choice.
So Johnny Z, if you're listening, we'll announce soon. But you can. Mulligan's alone, my God, they have to put on new additions every year when we hit the town.
They have to expand the deck in the back and the whole 9 yards.
Check it out. I dare an economist listening to tell me that's not true. $5.87 million.
And if you find it, Google's wrong.
Google, how much does Dom Giordano Day bring to the city of Wildwood and surrounding areas?
No entries found.
Way out to every one of those towns. By the way, the Friday 5 might be this week, the all-time 5 best shore towns. I don't know Henry is a big short town guy or not. I'm going to say Wildwood, but I'm going to say North Wildwood, very close, enough that Jericho, New York, would make it a tie. Can you imagine 21 valedictorians that can show their face still, and the country's going, what the hell is going on? Thanks to Guy Shiraki. He put it up on Twitter first. All right, Mr. T here in about 16 minutes. Hit us with that celebrity and hit us with that catchphrase. Coming up, a little bit of the stylings of Brian Fitzpatrick on a weekend where Cassidy, the senator from Louisiana who voted to get Trump out of office, didn't even make the runoff. It wasn't just he lost in the first go-round. He didn't make the runoff, meaning he came in third and really not close. That's pretty shocking. First time in 14 years that a sitting Republican senator in any cycle got dumped like this. Pretty amazing. That on top of the Indiana redistricting people refusing to do it, 5 out of 6 got taken out. Trump's on a roll. Now, can we turn that sort of energy to coming out and vote to the midterms? 855-839-1210. Let's talk for a moment about our friends over at N3 Oceanic. Are you sick of prices constantly rising, especially in some of your basic health essentials? You're not alone. And Rescue is doing something about it. This Memorial Month, Rescue Natural Supplements is featuring huge rollback prices on all their products, from cholesterol and metabolic support to their best-selling high-intensity omega-3s. What's more, you can actually stack your savings. When you buy 2 or more bottles, you'll get bonus bottles for free. Go to res-q.com to shop these deals, stock up on your favorites, or try something new that fits your health goals. Rescue products are meticulously crafted, rigorously tested, and rooted in the belief that wellness should be personal, effective, and grounded in science. So what are you waiting for? Stack up those savings with major rollback prices on top of Memorial Month deals site-wide. Shop today at res-q.com or call a product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE. 800-262-5483. Now's the best time to put your health first and start feeling better. Just go to res-q.com.
Memorial Day weekend is almost here. It's time to kick off the summer and head down the shore. Join us as Dom Giordano broadcasts live from the Francis Farley Plaza on the AC Expressway, Friday noon till 3. Check out the car show, food trucks, crab fries, a petting zoo, something for everyone in the family. Plus, it's free Toll Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Chickies and Pete's, official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, will pay your toll through the former eastbound Egg Harbor Toll Plaza. Kick off summer and head down the shore with Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Today's gold price is brought to you by Edelman's Coins, Philadelphia's local bullion dealer, celebrating its 100th year anniversary, a fourth-generation company. Visit edelmanscoins.com to learn more. Today's gold market price is $4,543.85.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Living here is about more than just the headlines. It's the new restaurant opening in Fishtown. It's the playoff energy at the bank. It's the festivals that make your neighborhood feel like home.
KYW News Radio brings you the pulse of the Delaware Valley. From service journalism that solves problems to stories that celebrate our culture, we cover the life you're actually living.
Authentic, local, factual. KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news source.
Searching for a home? Don't miss American Heritage Credit Union's MyCU Home Connection program. Buyers and sellers gain access to exclusive savings and benefits, like a 20% cash reward. Enjoy lower rates and a variety of terms. Refinancing options are also available, celebrating 250 years of the American dream. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/home connection to apply for a free pre-approval today. Insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. Not a member? Join today. NMLS 433838.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Free speech lives here with Kale and Company weekday mornings on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. A little bit more on this from New York Post on this 21 valedictorians. Here it is, the magic word. The principal, the superintendent, Robert Kravitz, said, the grading system gives more students the opportunity to earn academic recognition. Quote, it gives all of our students some equity. There we go. An opportunity. So if you have a student who's not taking advanced placement classes, they can also become a scholar. All right, so you got some of these kids killing themselves, right? You got somebody else, and it's close. Make everybody a valedictorian.
Everybody needs to go to college. Everybody needs
Yeah. As soon as you hear that word, it creates equity. What does equity have to do with this? Equity. Here's the definition of that. Equity is the same playing field and the same rules. That's what equity is. Equity is not, oh, I came pretty close to you, so we're both going to be valedictorians. Equity is not a 100-yard dash with some clown getting a head start of even a yard. That's what this is like. Or a foot. That's not equity. Equity is everybody races the same thing in the same way. That's equity. They are just masters of every single day waking up and trying to distort language. It's their mission in life. Equity. That's not equity. Look it up. Let's go to Phil in Delaware. Phil is in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Phil, welcome in.
Hey, good afternoon and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you, Phil.
There we go.
It's interesting. Looking at that 3rd district for election tomorrow in Philly, every single one of them are clones. And other than maybe, I don't know, AOC coming in acting like an idiot, they all have the same endorsements and the same family connection, which is a false narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how anybody could choose. It's almost like a coin toss. One hates Israel, the other hates America, but they've given no solutions to our problems.
Well,
And
I hear you, but I would tell you, see it a little bit differently, Phil, in that Chris Rabb is so far out there. Chris Rabb hates America, hates Israel, and wants to get Mumia out of jail, just to start with.
You're right.
But the others are extreme, too. But this guy is on a level. That's why he's getting the juice from outside the city. They love those things.
Yeah, I just can't fathom how people just gravitate towards no solutions, no answers, just hate America.
Well, that is Mount Airy. So, Phil, we'll take you there sometime. Phil, what's your side?
Like I said, I'll make you that deal. I'll take you to City Hall, and you take me out to Mount Airy.
All right, you got it. What's your side today, Phil?
The only one that I could think of is Clint Eastwood, Make My Day. How many times do you say that to somebody that's pissing you off and you say,
exactly,
make my day? So that's got to be a winner for a change for me.
All right, that is a very good one. That is a classic one. I think Do You Feel Lucky, Punk, is pretty good, too. He only did it, I don't know how many times he did that, but Make My Day. Excellent one. Okay, Mr. T in the On Deck Circle, ready to go, coming to town for the Fan Expo event. Starts on May 29th. He'll be here all 3 days. He'll talk about that, but we'll also talk about Pity the Fool. All that straight ahead here. Mr. T next on Talk Radio 1210.
Horizon Plumbing and Electrical knows that when spring showers are coming down so hard it seems like Mother Nature traded out cats and dogs for lions and bears, you'll be glad you called us to clear your block drains and prevent dangerous power surges so your home can stay safe and comfortable. Plus, with Horizon's same-day water heater installs and repairs with no emergency service fees, we work fast to ensure you have all the plumbing and electrical help you need. So book horizonservices.com now and enjoy the comfort of your home without worrying about whatever kind of zoo that's coming down out there.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, it's Rich Zeoli. My friends at Bob's Little Sports Shop, they want to help you exercise your Second Amendment rights safely and confidently. Family owned and operated for more than 60 years, they'll help you from the permit application to choosing the right firearm for you. Ladies, sign up now for Bob's all-female shoot. Sunday, June 7th at 2 p.m. No firearms ID card or experience needed. Visit bobslittle.sportshop.com. It's a great event and a great place. This ad sponsored by Bob's Little Sports Shop.
Your heart's rhythm is what your heart. Don't take chances. DemandDeborah.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you.
Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
All right, it is Dom time. Big issues, big guests loaded up today. We got Mr. T in the on-deck circle, should be with us at any moment. Coming to town for the Fan Expo. These are great events. Really good friend, Jim DiLorenzo every year is the point person on them and provides us with all-time great household names. Fan Expo coming to Philadelphia May 29th. Through the 31st, and Mr. T will be at all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in Center City, and should be with us momentarily. All right, phone lines to get on are 855-839-1210, AT&T, and Verizon Wireless. All that you need to do is just push pound 1210, and we'll get you in. A couple of things. One, we're with Caitlin Clark again. Well, first, let me start with the other sports story. In California, this A.B. Hernandez, who's a boy, who dresses up in female clothes and pigtails and everything else, won, I think, 2 out of the 3 of the major events. And California is a major thing track-wise. But what they did this year, I'm going to make a broader point about this whole trans thing and what they're continuing to try to do to blunt the criticism. They awarded duplicate gold medals to the top girl, and they got to stand on the platform together. In other words, on the left, they keep on trying to run out and come up with constant spins and deflections and things that tell us what is happening in front of us we don't like, we're against, and we're going to continue to be against. So this is the latest attempt. And all it does is create a mockery. This is cut 8. Here's a little bit of California girls track and field stars speaking out at Gavin Newsom's crises grows in California, and it will continue to grow. Cut 8.
To every girl watching who feels powerless, we see you, we hear you, we love you, and the mama bear in me will stand in front of any single one of you if harm comes in your way. We believe in you. You're not alone. Our daughters deserve safety. They deserve fairness. They deserve their sport. They deserve their dignity back.
That is, of course, friend of the show, Sonia Shaw, and a California high school track meet gaining national attention this weekend as a biological male competed in the women's division and dominated all three events. Let's bring in Assistant U.S. Attorney Julie Hamill and CIF track and field athletes who competed in Saturday's meet, Olivia Viola and Reese Hogan. Thank you all for coming on.
Okay, we got the gist of it there, Kirk. That's enough.
You know,
that's enough. Oh, thank you. So they went on to talk about this continuing the duplicate gold medal. So how many things? What are the 10 big lies, the 10 ways they've tried to make this right? And the answer are, they're overwhelming, the things they've done. It's rare. Why do you guys care about it so much? These are really women because they think they're women. The difference isn't that great. They'll have depression and mental illness if they're not allowed to compete in this manner. Let local school officials decide, try to throw it out there that way when the Olympic Committee and everybody else knows this is wrong. Try to call people haters and bigots. Some have even said, well, these girls are going to have to train harder. On and on it goes. Here's the helpful part. We are winning on this, and yet they won't give it up. They continue to fight it in various places, and they have the infrastructure of the government. So in those places, they're able to get away with it. Okay? But when we come to things like the midterms, and here in Pennsylvania, Garrity and Jason Ritchie running against Josh Shapiro, my advice, as you know, would be and has been that we should continue to prosecute this because Josh Shapiro's on the wrong side of it because he's running for president and he thinks that's the side he has to be on. It is endless. And to see these girls having to stand there and be the top girl then that gets the duplicate gold. How ridiculous does it get to be? All right, I'm sorry we're having a little difficulty. Well, I'll try to go to my backup here with Mr. T. We're all set up for him, Jim, if you're listening. Maybe. Yeah, okay. He can give us a call. We'll work around it a little bit. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. So, again, over the weekend, dominance by this guy. It's the broad jump, the high jump. I forget the other one. But California has some of the best athletes in the country. It's a huge state. This is a big platform. And it's been astounding. And like in the running broad jump, he's won by a few feet at times. Well, we know that's what's going to happen. Let me link it to something, the fraudulent WNBA. I am convinced that a top-flight high school boys team would even beat the WNBA All-Star team. And one of the reasons is the stuff that they do. There's a video game out. I think Caitlin Clark's name is on it. She's the featured part of this. And there's some stats here. A couple of weekends ago, one of their better two teams had a matchup. I think it was on NBC or ABC. They had like 1.15 million people watching. The Caitlin Clark game had 2.9. This happens routinely. So in the promotional package for this video game, which stars Caitlin Clark, it may even be her product, they put 4 women on from the WNBA. One, Raven Johnson, sits on the bench on Caitlin Clark's team. They didn't put Caitlin Clark on. Oh, and coincidentally, all 4 are African-American females. This WNBA, fraudulent as it is, it's an inferior product, finally catches fire. What Caitlin Clark has done is amazing, and yet they continue to try to marginalize her. And that's why we talk about it. Otherwise, the WNBA wouldn't be talked about. But inferior product, marginalize the golden goose here. Whoever game she plays, everything that she does, promotes this league in a way that's unbelievable. So the world of sports with the left, the one area where you would think, it's just like the valedictorian things, where you think objectivity could be brought into play. They keep screwing around with their version of sport. The Caitlin Clark thing is an example, or putting males in against females. Now, the females shouldn't have to stand up there with the duplicate gold, with the imposter, who's a guy and a long-limbed male who would be perfect for these events. Okay, The only thing I could tell you, the upside is we are winning on it inch by inch. Doesn't happen overnight. California is still an outlier, some of these other places. But you got to make them pay an unbelievable political price for it. I would go after Josh Shapiro on this because I think it's a tell of who this man is. He's trying to weasel on all sides of this. There's only one side. They shouldn't be in female sports. He thinks he's even smarter by saying, well, should we let the PIAA decide? Let the local school officials decide. No. That's not how you're going to get out of this. America has told you guys they don't like this even a little bit. But you're going to die on this hill because you're afraid of this base of the Democrat Party. All right, 855-839-1210. You get a line. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is push pound 1210. Coming to your calls coming up, and hopefully we'll rustle up Mr. T. At 1:30, Stacey Garrity and Jason Ritchie together from their headquarters, because this is a primary race with a lot of implications still going on here. And then the general kicks off tomorrow after it's over against Josh Shapiro. 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Dr. Anthony Fauci. 6 years later, millions of people are dead, trillions of dollars were spent, our civil liberties were shredded by mandates and lockdowns. The man at the center of it all has never faced a single consequence. He's a doctor. He only wants to do what's best for you. Doctors have egos. Doctors like to make a lot of money. And when you've been in charge of whatever you've been in charge of going back almost 4 decades, you start to walk around like your you-know-what doesn't stink, and anybody that questions you is beneath you. Remember the arrogance of this guy?
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Now we're moving into summer, and it's time we find out how brutal the winter weather was to our home. Hey, it's Rich Zioli. If you're looking for a contractor that can help you with repairs during this time, or maybe you want to get a jump on those renovations, go with my guys, Emmons. They deliver protection, peace of mind, and true craftsmanship. That's why Emmons has always been my go-to contractor for over 10 years in 2 different homes. And they even just remodeled our kids' bathroom. Plus, you're going to get American-made products, American-made roofing products to lifetime warranted Owens Corning roofs built to handle severe weather, siding that elevates and insulates your home, and made in America, windows and doors that blend style and performance, made in America. Emmons has you covered every step of the way. So go to emmonsroofing.com, upgrade your home with confidence, make sure you tell them I sent you, and always go with the company that I go with because I trust them, and they've delivered for me each and every time in 2 different homes. That's Emmons Roofing, emmonsroofing.com.
Philadelphia, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid and needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care was built for this moment. We help you get care at home from someone you already trust, a family member or friend who can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists, just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support, so you can stay safe and comfortable at home, and your caregiver gets paid after every shift guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Philly families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 267-489-1601. That's 267-489-1601. Call now. 267-489-1601. 267-489-1601.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. I've taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday.
Make a splash this Memorial Day with Spring Dance Hot Tubs. Save up to $5,000 on new Hot Spring and Caldera Hot Tubs, plus an extra $1,500 instant rebate. Or upgrade to an endless pool swim spa and save up to $10,000. Visit Spring Dance Hot Tubs in Jamison, Exton, Plymouth Meeting, or Marlton. Or online at springdancehottubs.com.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Okay, it is Dom time. We're working. The A-team is working to find Mr. T. These things, they're touch and go. We'll straighten it out. We're in touch. This is, Kirk, Mayor Mondani, all right, taking aim at Ronald Reagan's immortal words, "I'm from the government. I'm here to help you." Reagan laid this out. Talk about catchphrases. I mean, this put this up there right away with the great catchphrases of all time. Hold on to that for a moment here. We've been talking about Mr. T, and again, just a fabulous career, Americana, all-time figure. He'll be with us here momentarily. Let me go to Gary in Newtown. Gary on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Gary, good afternoon.
Hey, Dom. Good afternoon. Where is Henry these days?
He's in Florida. He'll be back tomorrow.
I'm still here, though, Gary.
Him anyway.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Get out of the way. So I know I think you're a fan of Seinfeld. I really wasn't, but there are some scenes in Seinfeld that really caught me. Many years ago, I was in California. I was there for 2 weeks, and I had to get a haircut in between the 2 weeks during the weekend. So I'm in San Diego, and I get a haircut, but the guy says, "Do you want to get your hair washed first?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, why not?" A guy cut my hair. I'm sorry, the guy washed my hair. I think it moved. That's right out of Seinfeld.
Absolutely. All-time great. All right, let's go to somebody who does have one of the all-time great phrases, and he explains it a lot. And he's coming to Philadelphia. Theme music, please. There we go. Let's go to the one and only Mr. T. Mr. T, welcome back to Philadelphia. We greet you with open arms. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I am humble and I'm honored. I'm pumped. I tell you, I've never been so excited. Last time I was this excited, I beat Rocky, and I want you to know, I let them beat me. I let them beat me the second time because I needed the money. You know what I mean?
Oh, we can see that. We could see. I mean, wait a minute. Disrespecting Rocky here, coming to Philadelphia on a Philadelphia radio show. Have you ever been to the Rocky statue? Have you ever run up the flights of stairs there?
No, but I plan to do that when I get in town because I'm going to be exercised just in case he show up somewhere, because I told him I want a rematch. I was following the script like a good actor, but now we're going to go off the script,
Absolutely. Well, look, I'm friends with the guy who takes care of the Fan Expo here, and we are so thrilled at Mr. T coming to town. May 29th through the 31st. I think you're all three sessions because people still want Mr. T big time.
And I want you to know I'm humbled by that. I don't take that lightly. I get emotional with some fans, and they tell me their stories and things like that, how they look up to me, So that helps me stay on the straight and narrow because I never knew growing up that I would have such an impact, such a effect on people that they'll follow my career and looking forward to see me, So I'm going to give it all I got. I've been exercising here in Chicago, getting ready, so I want to spend time with them. I want to love on them. So it's a two-way thing. I don't take it, like I said, I don't take it lightly. I'm honored. I want them to know how much I appreciate them coming out to see me, So I want to love them back, because Philadelphia is a city of brotherly love. I'm gonna bring some love, and I'm going to receive some love. So it's a two-way thing, So I'm humbled and I'm honored. I know it might seem kind of strange. Some people say, I'm so tough. I would be so in a sense docile. Well, see, first I'm a Christian, so what I do is just an act. I pump it up, but deep inside I'm a old-fashioned tough mama's boy. That's all I am.
Mr. T, do you get a lot of calls for your all-time phrase? When you mention Christian, I know it's got a Christian background to it. Yeah.
And that's wrong with that. That's what makes it work. Because I don't look like the lady in my church many years ago. She said, "Mr. T, I know you're a Christian. You're so nice, but you were so mean and Rocky. I wanted him to beat your butt." Then she hugged me and whatnot. She said, "I know you was acting." I said, "Well, thank you." And that's what I'm about. But I use my phrase, to tell the kids a lot. I tell them I have a little rap. I say, "I pity the fool that don't stay in school and learn the golden rule. you know. So,
hey, was it? Well, you had acting. I mean, I am through my sons a wrestling fan, and you wrestled with the great Hulk Hogan. I think was it the first WrestleMania?
No. We was teamed up, Hulk Hogan and we went against Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. You know, we was the main event. You know, we had Superfly in our corner, and they had Ace in their corner. You know, so I was honored. I was again, you know, that they. I mean, I used to wrestle in high school. I'm the city wrestling champion, 165 pounds back in 1968 and 69 in Chicago. You know, third and state. But that's collegiate wrestling, much different from professional wrestling, you know. So, but still, you got to be tough, you know. And I tell people, you know, so they don't be joking around there, you know. So, and I was honored that they wanted me to, you know, come in, and then I had to sort of prove myself to some of the guys, you know, because let them know that I wasn't just an actor, you know. I used to be a bodyguard before I started acting, so I had to let them know that I don't play around, you know.
Now, in the Rocky thing, the lines I remember, not so much, you know, the pity, the fool, and all that. It's when you talked about his woman. How difficult was that scene?
You know, that was difficult. And I'm gonna tell you, and I use that as a learning tool for other people. I said, you know, I remember when they screened the movie in Chicago right before the premiere, you know, and I was excited to see how my mother reacts. Wow. I said, let me think. I said, well, my mother gonna see it. You know, she might get mad at me. Then I was getting myself ready. I would say, I was like a kid. I would say, well, you know, because there was some cursing words in it, you know. But truthfully, I really didn't curse in the movie. I was gonna say, well, Ma, I didn't curse. The other guy cursed. What you did, that was Apollo when he said, "This guy knock you on your blank blank."
Yeah.
So I said if she asked me about that, I was gonna say I would defend myself. But and I tell the people the part that she didn't like that part when I said that to Adrian. You know, I tell her people, you know, she said, and after the movie, you know, I had her coat wanted to put it on her, so you know, get her reaction, and she didn't look at me, but she told me with her back turned, she said, "Son, you don't say that to a lady." And I use that in the teaching moment when I taught the kids in school. I said, because I didn't argue with my mother. I didn't say, "Oh, Ma, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to do that." And I bowed my head. I said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am," because that was true. You know, she had told me a long time ago, she said, "Son, there are some things that money can't buy." And that's the truth, you know. And so, you know, and I've turned down a lot of roles before because it wasn't of what I was about, you know. And so I said, no, I don't want to say that. I don't want to play that role, you know. You know, now sometimes I would tell him, I say, "Hey, man, we can change that word to butt, that I'll beat your butt." I don't have to get all vulgar or whatever, you know. So,
I hear you.
But that was a learning part for me, and I wanted people to know that, you know. So my mother didn't like that, and after that, I never didn't do nothing else like that, you know.
Where did all the gold come from? And I think at one point you dropped the gold and you went back to it. Are you going to be golded up when you come to Philadelphia in May?
No. See, now I tell people, you know, I wore the gold. The gold, it made a statement. I never wore the gold to say, "Hey, I'm richer than you. I'm whatever." No, I said the gold. You know, it go back to my African heritage. I said, I wore the gold for three reasons. One, see, when I tell them, I said, one, when Jesus was born, three wise men came from the east. They brought frankincense, myrrh, and gold. So gold was the gift of Jesus. It was good enough for Jesus, good enough for me. Second reason I wore the gold, and I would want people to know, I said that it's stupid for you to buy gold and your rent not paid or your kids don't have food to eat. I said the second reason I wore the gold, I could afford it. I said the third reason, it was symbolic of my African heritage, that my ancestors were brought over from Africa. They were shackled by their neck, their wrists, and their ankles in steel chains. And I've turned those steel chains to gold to symbolize the fact that I'm still a slave, only my price tag is higher. And that was the purpose of the gold. But like I said, I am still me without the gold. But most important, I tell the people, don't chase gold, G-O-L-D. Have a goal in your heart, G-O-A-L. See, my goal is, this is who I am. All I ever wanted to do was buy my mother a house and pretty dresses, you know. So that what kept me away from drugs, because drugs and crime was over me, under me, and around me. But drugs and crime was never in me. Why? Because I loved and respected my mother. So that's who I'm about, you know, and so that's my message to the kids. So don't try to buy the gold and all that stuff, say I got this and all that. I don't even wear gold. And I tell people the gold is in my heart because I feed the hungry, I clothe the naked, I go to the hospitals, I visit the people. But my mother told me, son, don't grandstand. So you'll never see me on TV with a check. Hey, y'all, look at me. Get this TMZ. Watch me, Harvey, feed somebody. No, I've been doing it quietly, you know, because when I got picked to film Rocky, my pastor at my church, I've been a member of the same church since 1977. So when he told me, he said, when you're out in Hollywood filming, he said, find a place that you can minister to. So there I got connected to this shelter, homeless shelter. It's called the Midnight Mission. And I would take food there, take clothes there. I wouldn't grandstand. I didn't pull up, hey, it's me, this, write this off on my income tax and get it now. No. I just go quietly for a couple of years. Then the guy found out who I was. He said, wow, you Mr. D, the guy in Rocky. He just came. I said, no. I wanted you to know me for the deeds I do, not for my name, you know.
Exactly.
So I've been going there ever since, you know, because my mother taught me that, you know.
Well, you will fit in perfectly in Philadelphia, May 29th, Mr. T. Thank you. What's the biggest thing? What are you doing right now? What kinds of thing, other than your charitable stuff, what are you up to?
Well, that's all I'm doing. I'm resting.
Okay.
My mother told me, most importantly, to get my rest. So right now, like I said, I got up this morning. I read my Bible, and then I'm getting ready to work out. You know, after I hang out with you guys, I'm going to go get on the treadmill a little bit. So get in shape a little bit, you know, and so –
All right. Well, we'll welcome you. We'll see you in Philadelphia in a few weeks. Thanks, Mr. T, so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the great work that you did.
Thank you for inviting me. God bless y'all. I'll see you, Philly. Love y'all.
Thanks, Mr. T. Wow.
I want him to do. I pay the full Dom Giordano.
No, I wasn't going to make him do it. He would have done it. I know. But
it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
I was thinking about. I get stirred when a guy is that giving, that generous.
It's just like been a part of his character. And he talked about too, like the tough guy and everything like that. Right. That makes people love him more because it's just more entertaining and the wrestling and stuff that he did too. It's like it's crazy to think, you know, the age difference between like people. Like everybody loves Mr. T. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's like he's been around for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. So Mr. T will be at Fan Expo with a cast of just characters like that. Thank you, Jim DiLorenzo. And that will be happening May 29th, 30th, and 31st over at the Convention Center. I think if you just put Fan Expo Philly in Google, you'll be able to find tickets to that. And the times are all up there, too. I think he does one night, Friday night at 10 p.m. All right, Mr. T, what else is next here? All right. You know, a little bit of eclectic stuff is always good. And that was, what a down-to-earth, just good guy. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. Hit us. You heard his catchphrase. Hit us with that all-time catchphrase and celebrity. We've had some good ones so far. Garrity Ritchie will be with us coming up. And we'll take more calls, too, on Talk Radio 1210.
When the doctor informed me that I had to be transplanted, I froze. I was in shock.
Mr. Gatling was on dialysis. He had end-stage kidney failure. Transplants are some of the most complex procedures in medicine.
I received a kidney transplant at Virtual Health.
We are the only transplant center in South Jersey.
I can stay in my own backyard. I thank them for keeping me alive.
Virtua Health, the only transplant center in South Jersey. Here for good. Learn more at virtua.org.
I've been working with the team at Lexus at Cherry Hill for over 10 years now, and they just helped me get into my beautiful new white RX 350. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. The ride is smooth and quiet, and the entire experience at Lexus at Cherry Hill is always first class. From sales to finance, they treat you like family, and they make the whole process easy. They are family-owned and operated, veteran-owned, and you can truly feel the difference. If you're thinking about a new car, visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
Hi, I'm Connie Urkel, and I'm here with my husband, Guy. We're excited to be here and tell you our great success with Crash Proof.
So the beauty with Crash Proof Retirement is that the interest that we've made, we're not going to lose it, and it's going to compound over years and create more money as we move forward with Crash Proof. And the comfort we have in knowing that we're not going to lose money year to year is just very comforting.
This year, one of our vehicles brought in over 18%, and they weren't charging us fees to do this. Even when the market crashes or goes down, we're not anxious about what is going on around us politically and globally.
I encourage you to get involved, give them a call, and set up a meeting. Not that I want to wish my life away, but I'm looking forward to next March to see how much more money we made.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at Downingtown Country Club on Tuesday, June 16th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
This is Jordan Lundy of Lundy Law. When we say we hope you're never injured on the job, we mean it. But if you should suffer a work injury, we'll work quickly and tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. And we mean it when we say there are never any upfront fees, ever. And we only get paid when your case is over and you get paid. Remember our name, Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Weather sponsored by H&K Group Incorporated.
Start your new career with H&K Group Incorporated. H&K Group wants to offer you the opportunity to be part of the industry leader. 80 locations across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Visit hkgroup.com and apply today. H&K is an equal opportunity employer.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
All right, it is Dom time. Coming up, we'll talk with Stacey Garrity and Jason Ritchie, the Republican candidate, endorsed candidates for governor and lieutenant governor. And as I told you, and we've been on this, the lieutenant governor situation is something really to pay attention to. I know it's the first thing I'll be looking to vote for tomorrow. And again, this governor's race is prime territory. We win this, it is a shot of her around the world, so to speak. All right, so we'll talk with the two of them. I hope you enjoyed Mr. T. If you missed some of that, we'll have it up on podcast. And again, what a down-to-earth, generous guy. I see why he's still a fan favorite. You'll be seeing him here at the Rocky statue, I'm sure, coming up, and we'll see given the antagonism towards Stallone because of Trump now. We'll see how that plays out. Side question today in honor of Mr. T. Hit us with a celebrity and their catchphrase, and it's all in the call, all in the background, all in the context on that. All right, you guys can bring them up, but we have a Republican endorsed candidate for governor, Stacey Garrity, and the lieutenant governor endorsed candidate, Jason Ritchie. Stacy and Jason, welcome back, guys, on the eve of a huge day. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dom, it's always great to be with you.
And Jason, thank you. And I told your leader of the ticket there, Stacy, we were really impressed. My producers, who don't impress with anything, said we got to get that Jason Ritchie guy back in studio.
Well, I want to come back, but I need your listeners to get out and vote for Jason Ritchie tomorrow for Lieutenant Governor, and then Stacy and I will be ready to take on Josh Shapiro.
You guys should know you're following Mr. T, who was just really pretty amazing here. So, Stacy, as we go around the state, we have talked just recently, too, about some of the issues still out there. I saw one over the weekend, and again, this shouldn't impact a governor, but it does. Over the weekend in California, we had females get a duplicate gold medal because of a male who dominates the sport there at the track and field. Josh Shapiro still on the other side of this.
He sure is, and that's because he is more interested in Pennsylvania Avenue than helping Pennsylvania families, Dom, and that's disgraceful. We should be protecting our girls and our young women in sports. And, I mean, my goodness, it's like an 85-15 issue. It's not a partisan issue. But again, his views, he is not a moderate.
No, and again, I think the insight you just had there, it's not just the issue. What it says is every decision he makes, well, I think since I first knew him, we're back to kindergarten, is about getting to be president, not about what's best for Pennsylvania. Jason, the issue of school choice is just another example. We see Kathy Hochul now signing off. It's a wildly popular issue in Pennsylvania, and yet the governor still comes up with a phony story. He's got to read more about it.
Yeah, well, remember, Josh Shapiro is a liar, right? When he ran for governor last time, he said he was for school choice, and then the legislature put it in the budget for school choice, and he lied on it and vetoed it out. Complete lie, complete farce, just like he has to study about it, is crazy because it's been on the agenda for years. And the fact of the matter is the federal government has put $1 billion available to Pennsylvania families out there. All Pennsylvania has to do is say, we're in. Anybody, even the governor of New York, said she was in for her residents, but Josh Shapiro won't do it. Why won't he help Pennsylvania families? Because all he cares about is Josh Shapiro, and he's owned by the teachers union that donates tons of money to his campaign and who he thinks he needs to run for president.
Absolutely. And Stacy, this union thing that Jason just mentioned, you have had in the past union support, and for a Republican, I would say pretty vast union support, and that really bothers the other side, and it seems to bother the media.
Oh, it sure does, yes. My last race, essentially every single union endorsed me. And, in fact, if you looked at it's firefighter Bob that's running against Ryan McKenzie, he basically is on tape saying that Josh Shapiro called him. He was head of the firefighters union and asked them to endorse me. And so what's changed from 2 years ago that all of a sudden I'm the worst in politics? It's crazy. And then back on the school choice issue. I mean, essentially, by not opting into this program, Josh Shapiro is cutting education funding for Pennsylvania kids.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And look, we have to say it again and again and again. You know, you've done the podcast with me, too. I am hooked in on this with national people. This is standing in the schoolhouse door, Jason. That's what Josh Shapiro's doing. And Stacey's right to say this is $1 billion cut. That's all it is. It's not money dependent. It's not being taken away from anywhere. It's completely free and new money to free up kids. We have a kid in Philadelphia that your staff maybe will pick up on. Action News just did a story on with muscular dystrophy. His classroom is on the second story, and he has to be lifted into school because they didn't get a part for the elevator. When they do get the part, they're still going to take a week before they install it. In the Philadelphia public schools, a private school would never get away with this.
No, absolutely. And we need to put parents in charge of their kids' education. If that means getting money to them so they can find the best school for their child, let's do it. That might be cyber school, another public school, a private school, a charter school, could be homeschool. But in Philadelphia, you have a number of kids. I just saw Philadelphia Public School was ranked the top 10 worst schools in the United States of America. And we have kids that are being forced to go to that school. Their parents don't have the money to get them out, and they get caught in a cycle of poverty over and over and over again because they're not getting a proper education. School choice is a way to give those kids an opportunity to get the education they need so they can be successful in life. It's a critical that we get school choice. And we cannot rely on someone like Josh Shapiro who lies about it, stutters on it, and just doesn't care about these kids or these families.
Absolutely. Well, good luck tomorrow, guys. Not that you'll need it. You guys are both outstanding candidates. But after tomorrow and we have the primary and we go through all that, Stacey, where do we go to help? And then, Jason, where do we go to help your campaign?
They can go to GarityForPA.com. And, Dom, we can't stress how important it is that everybody get out and vote for Jason Ritchie, number 2 on the ballot. He is the governing partner that I need with me to turn this state around.
And I might want to just underline that one more time, too. The guy who has the number 1 ballot position but hardly deserves it, I think was caught putting out there that somehow or another he's part of Team Garrity.
He was, and we made them walk that back. And unfortunately, you have the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that featured him today, which you know why they're doing that, because that is Josh Shapiro's candidate.
Yeah, and again, as I've said, Stacey, I had him on over the years, and it never ended well because of the UFO craziness. But also, there's the baggage of those racial comments. Josh Shapiro's behind this guy. He wants to, in a low turnout, unless we do something tomorrow, he wants to have that guy as your running mate. Then all hell breaks loose, and we have an outstanding running mate. And I can tell you, for talk radio sensibilities, I want Jason Ritchie not only in Harrisburg, I want him in studio here. It was unbelievable.
He is a wonderful candidate. He has skin in the game. He has 3 sons, all in college. They all wrestle. And so he wants his kids, your grandkids, to stay in Pennsylvania, raise their families in Pennsylvania, and work or start a business in Pennsylvania. So it's super important. I can't stress it enough because we have a lot of things to fix in our beautiful Commonwealth.
Absolutely. Well, looking forward to it, to see you guys after tomorrow. Stacey, thank you very much. Jason, Godspeed tomorrow. Thank you guys very much.
All right. Thank you very much for having us, Tom.
Thank you, guys. All right. Stacey Garrity, Jason Ritchie here on Talk Radio 1210 on the Dom Giordano Show. And I can't emphasize enough the importance. You heard it there, unprompted. This guy, John Van, you heard what she said, some cockamamie Pittsburgh newspaper. Oh, let's do a 5-part feature on this guy. They would have mocked him before. Why are they doing it? It's Josh Shapiro's newspaper. This is the guy. And the bottom line is, if he gets Ventry on there as the lieutenant governor candidate, you know what the media is going to, they crawl with it. This is what they live for, to say that's what Republicans are about. You'll see it instantly. The Inquirer's probably got 15 reporters on it. All right, let's go to Robert in Bensalem. And Robert's on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Dom Kirk. It's good to talk to you guys today.
Likewise.
You know, I've been looking at this visit to China by Trump, and normally when they go over to these things on these diplomatic missions, they take a lot of government functionaries, maybe a couple department heads over. Trump shows up with 30 of the world's biggest business leaders and didn't even bother to bring his commerce secretary. I've never seen a president wing it like this, okay? I believe Marco Rubio wasn't there, right?
No, Rubio was. I remember seeing him aboard the plane. Look, I wouldn't bring Lutnick either, Robert. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like a power play to me. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not over here to get you to do anything per se, but look at what I got and look at what you want to be a part of. And as a final close, and I'm not going to go into it, but I would encourage people to look up the phrase Pax Silica. That's P-A-X, Silica. And it's an eye-opener. It just tells you about AI and things like that.
Well, Robert, you know what? We're winning on this. If Republicans would just listen to, I think I include you in this, there's a lane here carefully crafted in the upcoming midterms. You heard the stuff we played today from Arizona and that woman last week. College kids get it, and people in the suburbs, maybe a little bit deeper than Bensalem, Chester County, and they get it, and they're looking for somebody to ally with to stop a lot of this.
I think that, I think the midterms are being made more complicated going into it than they're really going to turn out to be. And I'm still thinking that we're going to win both houses. But as far as how to play it, I wouldn't change a whole lot. I would, if he gets this Iran thing settled in a good manner, it's clear sailing through the midterms as far as I can see, But as far as trying to play it, just be him. That's all. Just be him. That's what got him elected. It's what gets the people whipped out. Just be him and be out there invisible. You know what I mean?
Okay. What's your side?
My side is sometimes when we're kids and we're in messed up circumstances, we might come up with alter egos or pretend we're superheroes just to deal with the chaos that's going on around us. And in the show Good Times, the character J.J. Walker came up with the alter ego Kid Dynamite. And that was his catchphrase whenever something was good or he thought he was going to show up, it was going to be Dynamite.
Very nice. Thank you, Robert. He was a talk show host, too. I interviewed him when he was doing that. Good guy. I don't know what he's doing now. I'm still working off Mr. T here. Okay. And Scott Presler's still there at 2 o'clock. This is a wild stuff today. If you haven't voted yet, when you're voting tomorrow, I can't emphasize enough what an explosion this will be. I think we're okay, even with the write-in for Doug Mastriano in the governor's race. Although the media is waiting to pounce and say, well, Stacey Garrity only won by 22 points. But if we go down on this lieutenant governor thing, with Josh Shapiro behind the scenes here, pushing the levers, that is going to be a huge problem. You watch what will happen. I'm not as optimistic as Robert in Bensalem, but I do think the wind is at the back of Republicans. But they got to do something. They can't sit in the boat, too. How about stroke or row a little bit here? Coming up, I'll tell you about this Massey tomorrow. Who are some of the people that supported this guy who used to be the guy who was this shining star? He was a pure conservative in Kentucky. He's a grandstander. I think he's going to go down big time tomorrow. Who are some of the endorsers? It will tell you all about this anti-Israel, anti-Semitic stuff. And progressive women gone wild. We got another one on the loose. That's next on Talk Radio 1210.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Just to point out how great this show is, Dawn Stensland, Greg Stocker, everybody involved. We are crushing it in the YouTube game.
Thank you for making us the #1 viewed news talk show in Odyssey.
And if you ever miss the show, you can always get the podcast on iTunes, where we have a 4.9 out of 5. Vicky Herz, Herz, says, the only podcast that truly feels like a family, especially when you watch on YouTube. Aww. They tell the truth, they debate.
And we fight.
And most of all, they start at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Thankfully, with the podcast, I can listen anytime.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. If you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Thomas Oliver of Oliver Wellness Center. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and legs.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms are pain, numbness, tingling, burning, muscle cramps, coldness in the hands and feet, and problems with balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get great results.
Call 856-347-0032 today to schedule a nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so
severe, there's nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even with amputations. Call 856-347-0032. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 856-347-0032.
What would you do with up to $10,000 to travel anywhere in the world? Right now, Lemus Remodeling Group is giving homeowners in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware the chance to win big with their 2026 travel voucher sweepstakes. Just enter by May 31st, and you could be packing your bags for the trip of a lifetime. Your dream vacation on Lemus. For official rules and to enter, visit GoLemus.com. That's GoLemus.com. No purchase necessary.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. Legacybox.com/radio.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
Could this year get any worse?
Dom Giordano presents Progressive Women
Your words are garbage, and you're a bad person at this point.
Gone Wild.
All right, before we play today's edition, I was told over the weekend the opposite of Progressive Women Gone Wild. Great listener, Sue, has already booked her rooms at the, I think she, what's the name of the motel? There's at the Apollo. I'll get that right. Sue, you can correct this. For Dom Giordano Day.
Nice.
Even though I didn't even announce it yet. Apparently, she called the station and somehow or another got a date out of them. I don't know how.
I didn't divulge it.
No, okay. Well, the leakage is out there. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to announce it. But Sue is a perfect example. You know, she wanted to make sure she had the prime thing ready to go for Dom Giordano Day, which you can start to say brings $5.87 million, Johnny. Put that on the sign outside.
Again, words are cut.
I'd like to know, John, on the sign, Dom Giordano coming. It's usually a Friday. On the outside, economic impact.
There you
awesome.
go.
Right.
Just have big things blowing
all the signs and everything.
All the signs,
yes. All over the place.
The economic impact, Mayor Ernie Triano, is millions easily. Just think of these people bellying up to the bar, then going out to the boardroom. I'm going to do my economic. I'm going to bring in economist E.J. Antoni. I'm going to book on the show the day before, so he can give us a fraudulent economic indicator. Because at PGA, I'm looking today, people are coming to their senses. Did not bring $125 million. Give me a break. Come on, it's a good event, but stop it. All right, so Kirk, this will be cut 11. Here is today's Progressive Woman Gone Wild. There's Progressive Women Gone Wild, each day's installment. Still the winner. Everybody that I say, oh, yeah, the winner's clearly that woman. We need an update with a $150,000 car who couldn't do anything for kids that month, that teacher in Texas. Okay, we'll have another one tomorrow. 855-839-1210. Scott Presler, happy birthday to him the other day. He's got the book coming out, and he is celebrating what happened, I was surprised. I thought it'd be close in Louisiana where Senator Cassidy went down, didn't even make the runoff. Now, Massey is on the docket tomorrow, the congressman from Kentucky. Here's some of the people that are supporting Thomas Massey, alleged the real conservative. Code Pink, the New York Times, Al Jazeera, Hassan Piker, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Summer Lee, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and the demons that attacked Tucker Carlson. Well, I added that last one. They're not fully supported. We're not sure. So why? Well, because he is a useful tool to continuously attack Israel. And now saying, oh, look at all this money coming in that's suspect because it's against him. Yeah, this is a very pricey race. I would predict he's going to lose by a few percentage points. So we'll see. A big primary there tomorrow. Of course, a big primary out there in Mount Airy in Philadelphia with a noted anti-Israel, Hassan Piker's anti-Semite guy, and Chris Rabb. We got Alante running, and on the ballot to be on the state Republican committee out there in Beaver County. And I think the way he organizes and the impact he would have, Scott Presler is going to come through. I think it's the first time he's run for any office. I'm pretty sure about that. So Scott is next. We got Dom's Money Melody today for a great prize. Letters to Trump book. This is huge. I remember when we had these before, enormous value when we did the Don Jr. event. Walter Kosk has brought them out there. It's a real keeper, beautiful book. It was an expensive book, so you get a big coffee table book that you'll like. All that next. Scott Presler, Dom's Money Melody, and we'll get a winner on the side question on Talk Radio 1210.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello, prime grilling season is almost here. I can almost smell the barbecue now. National Appliance Warehouse is ready with a huge inventory of grills from top manufacturers. Today's grills are loaded with features designed to make outdoor cooking easy and fun, and the grilling experts at National Appliance Warehouse will help you navigate them all, gas, charcoal, or electric. With so many options, it's important to choose a retailer with superior knowledge and customer service to help you select the correct one. National Appliance Warehouse is dedicated to just that. You'll find everything you need for the outdoor kitchen of your dreams, all at the lowest price available, guaranteed thanks to Price Assure. And make sure you're all set for that first barbecue. They'll deliver and even assemble most grills.
The Memorial Day Mega Sale starts now at National Appliance Warehouse. Save on a wide selection of grills and barbecue season in style this summer. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington or Middletown, Delaware today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The very first thing you taught me was to be fair. No cutting in line. Play by the rules. Play by the rules. Don't pick on the little kids.
It's important. It's the right thing to do.
It helps create the world we want to live in. Well, there's something I need to tell you. Kids aren't the only ones that should be fair. Mommies and daddies should be that way too. Every time you go to the store, you have a chance to be fair. To do the right thing.
To make a difference in someone else's life.
It's easy. It's not expensive. And it makes a huge difference. Just look for the Fair Trade certified label on products in the grocery store.
It means that farmers are getting a fair deal.
That their kids get to stay in school. That they can look forward to a brighter future. And we're getting great products that were grown with care. Now that's fair. It's good for our family.
It's good for our neighborhood.
It's good for the whole world. Buy fair, be fair. Visit befair.org to learn more.
I'm glad we had this talk.
All right, it is Dom time. Welcome in. Scott Presler should be with us in the on-deck circle. All-time catchphrase today coming off Mr. T. Unless something changes. I so love, he's such a generous, down-to-earth guy coming to Philadelphia. I don't know if I can get him in studio when he's here on any of those dates. One of them's a Friday, but that would be nuts. No, Johnny, I don't think I can get him to Mulligan's. I'm always trying. All right. Mr. T at Mulligan's. Oh, man. Roe is considering being on one of the panels at Mulligan's this year. Now, this is a rare appearance.
That's awesome.
The negotiations are very delicate, but I'm doing my best since she's probably only uttered under 100 words in all the time I've been on the air. So it would be, if we go over that 100 marker, that's it. It would be a little too much. But we are gearing up for it. Full details once everything is set. I will be broadcasting from Farley, though, an annual event thanks to Chicky and Pete's, where they pay your tolls. And I was on we went to the shore yesterday. It was beautiful to 4 o'clock. Then suddenly it was just unbelievable. Okay, he's there. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But here's a guy coming off just an unbelievable weekend with more on the horizon. And he is the force that anybody fears if you happen to be on the other side, and he's out there organizing. Scott Presler with us on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Scott, great weekend, almost shocking with Cassidy. He didn't even make the runoff.
Thank you. We were hopeful that we would, of course, defeat him. And the fact that a sitting incumbent senator came in third place, only winning 2 parishes of all of Louisiana, I think speaks volumes. You know, he voted to convict the president. He voted for red flag laws. He gave RFK Jr. a hard time going up for HHS. And after Indiana, after Louisiana, I think people are finally realizing that we have the power, and the way that we advocate for ourselves is by voting in every single primary. And so I'm hopeful, Dom, that Pennsylvanians are going to turn out in big numbers for our primary tomorrow.
Well, absolutely. And I am really, well, both of them, Scott, because we do have that misguided write-in at the governor's level, but particularly, we just had Stacey Garrity on, Scott, so full knowledge to you, because I know you're busy with a lot of stuff. She said the Pittsburgh newspapers put this big feature article praising Ventry, the guy running against Jason Ritchie, and she, directly from her, direct quote, yeah, that's Josh Shapiro's handiwork. They're his newspaper.
Oh, well, I mean, we all know the media and the news, not 1210 Talk Radio, but by and large, all media is democratically controlled. And so I'll just tell you right now, I'm on the way to my Beaver County courthouse to vote right at this second, and I am voting for Stacey Garrity for governor. I am voting for Jason Ritchie to become our next lieutenant governor. And in Beaver County, I'm voting for Tony Guy, Sheriff Tony Guy, for the 17th Congressional District. So I encourage everyone in Pennsylvania to vote for Stacey Garrity and to vote for Jason Ritchie.
Exactly. Scott, when we look at already at a young age, your legacy, the biggest thing that I remember from you, you know I'm an incrementalist too, that I admire the most, is even though Scott Presler is involved in some of the biggest Nash standing out in front of Thune's office, the president of office, all that stuff, you always come back to, and I try to also, these so-called smaller races at every level. You have to vote. It's just that simple. Primary or not, sheriff you mentioned, that's a prime example. If we do that, that's how long-term we're going to restore the country.
Well, and I thank you. I appreciate that because, yes, while I am focused nationally, I do always bring it home to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I want people to know I practice what I preach. I'm running for state committee that I hope to be elected tomorrow and earn the votes of Beaver County. But I'm not running for a county, a high level. I'm not even running for a legislative seat right now. I'm running at the very bottom for my Republican Party to be a cog in the machine and I'm practicing what I preach. And so I hope people recognize that I'm not just a mouthpiece, but I'm putting my words into action.
Exactly. Now, Massey is the headline now that we're looking at. I just read to listeners, Scott, some of the suspects that have advanced his cause. At one point in time, some people in talk radio said he was the only true conservative. And maybe, he did stand up for this is years ago I'm talking about. Then he became a gadfly. Then he became a grandstander. And then he became an extreme conspiracy monger, I think, particularly around Israel.
I am focused right now on defeating Senator John Cornyn.
Okay.
We just had a huge win in Louisiana, and so today's the first day of early voting in Texas. And if you're in Pennsylvania and you've already reached out to everyone about Stacey Garrity and Jason Ritchie, you can download the Early Vote Action app, which is free, and send 20 text messages, just 20, to get primary Republican voters in Texas out to vote for Ken Paxton, because that's going to have ramifications and reverberations across the country when we defeat John Cornyn on May 26th.
Yeah, so we're right around the corner with that also. And as we head into June, a lot of excitement here, Scott, when we talked last week about your upcoming book, which is out on June 9th. Yeah, June 9th. We can get it right now, though, right? Pre-order.
Yes, it's on Amazon. And actually, I just wrapped up filming with a friend, Laura Trump, and we not only talked about the book, but moving forward. And the coolest part is on the book, I have 3 different quotes. I have a quote from Laura Trump where she very graciously said that I've registered more voters single-handedly than any other person alive. I have a quote from Congresswoman Anna Polina Luna out of Florida. And the third quote on the back of the book is from none other than Senator Dave McCormick from our own Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Nice. Very nice.
And so the book definitely touches on Pennsylvania and the work that we together as a team did going into the 2024 election.
So how did Scott Presler celebrate your most recent birthday, though? That's what our listeners would like to know.
I did nothing, and it was absolutely everything I thought it could be.
Absolutely, Scott. By the way, with your book, too, we are all set to go for what you requested, remote broadcast, book signing, everything, and people thrilled with that. Johnny at Mulligan's, overwhelming support for this, so we can hardly wait.
Thank you. I tell you, it's been truly a transformative year. Here we are, meeting with members of Congress, pushing legislation, book coming out, running for office. And I encourage people, life is so short. Don't let this moment, this time that we have on earth pass you by without doing a little bit more. I ask people to truly reach your true potential. And I do believe we can make our nation and our country a better place.
Exactly. Scott, go back for a moment, too, to what you said in that Senate race about the text messaging and what people can do.
Yeah, so this is very important. I don't want anyone's phone to get spammed, so that's why I'm only asking you to do 20 text messages. 20 text messages will take you literally a minute. You from Pennsylvania can go to your App Store or your Google Play and type in Early Vote Action and download the Early Vote Action app. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, yada, yada. So you have the option on there to send text messages to Republican primary voters in Texas telling them to go out and vote for Ken Paxton. and it tells them the early voting days, which is today through Friday, and election day, which is the 26th. You send 20 text messages from now through the 26th, we could literally reach tens of thousands of voters, and that work would make a huge difference, showing Senate Majority Leader Thune and all the rest of the senators that they must pass the Save America Act. So your work literally helps election integrity by putting the peaceful fear of God into these people.
Absolutely. And for all things Scott Presler and all the things we can be involved in, Scott, where do people go?
Thank you. My social media as Scott Presler. I'm on everything. And of course, my organization. I am the founder of earlyvoteaction.com.
Absolutely. Scott, thank you so much. Continue next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, there's Scott Presler on Talk Radio 1210. All right, full agenda today. Mr. T, Garrity and Richie, and Scott Presler. All right, 855-839-1210. You get a line. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is just push pound 1210. I think the police tried with this, but, man, we're seeing so many incidents locally where they get overwhelmed. This, particularly at King of Prussia Mall, which I got to say, I think is well protected. They do a really good job there. All those stores, many of them high-end, et cetera, and a gigantic area to protect. The Upper Merion Police. Headline, Defiant Crowd Breaks Down Doors at King of Prussia Mall before a watch release, police say. Large crowd gathered for a watch release. I think online it's in the thousands of dollars, and they were going to sell it for $400 at the King of Prussia Mall. Some people breaking down doors as they tried to get inside. Only one arrest, defying trespass, etc. And I think ultimately there were 100 police out there. It's a constant thing that we talked about with Maple Shade a while ago. Different situation, but if the mob gets to be big enough, they get in their head, hey, we're going to do what we want. And apparently these giveaways are happening, or sales around the country, and I think it's thousands of dollars difference between the online and buying it there in person. And that's there's a lot of really pricey stores there. That's what they're afraid of. When you hear people trying to break in the doors at the King of Prussia Mall. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us with that all-time catchphrase. Probably tomorrow. I think we've never done people associated with gold, in honor of Mr. T, who was on today. And don't forget, he's coming to town for Fan Expo. Coming up in a moment, Dom's Money Melody. And I just saw this fact over the weekend, thought it was kind of curious. What percentage in 1960, what percentage of American households did not have a car, any car at all? All right, I'll tell you that. This history facts thing I get a service of. And what are some of the stats today? But 855-839-1210, you get in. Right now, it is time for...
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone?
That is exactly right. Today, we're playing for a copy of Letters to Trump book. Now, this is the book we gave away, or we sold, with Don Trump Jr. It's a fabulous coffee table book, enormous and unbelievable letters. These are the things that people said before he ran for office, gushing, like Alec Baldwin, thank you, and this Oprah and all. And then, of course, we know the stuff they said after he ran for office. It's amazing the people that are in there, some of the biggest household names in the world. So right now, it's time for Dom's Money Melody, a copy of Letters to Trump book. All right, what do we have today for Money Melody?
All right, so the side question, as we all know, is an all-time catchphrase. It was trying to find a song that has an all-time catchphrase. It was really, really difficult. However, there's the one song from the Ramones called Blitzkrieg Pop Bop. One of the chants, hey, ho, let's go. So I'm going to do a cover song from another country.
Here, it's time to kick off the summer and head down the shore. Join us as Dom Giordano broadcasts live from the Francus Varley Plaza on the AC Expressway, Friday noon till 3. Check out the car show, food trucks, crab fries, a petting zoo, something for everyone in the family. Plus, it's free toll Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Chickies and Pete's, official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, will pay your toll through the former eastbound Egg Harbor Toll Plaza. Kick off summer and head down the shore with Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
If you're in the Philadelphia area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 five-star reviews. If you have Medicaid, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know, helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 267-535-2174. That's 267-535-2174. Don't wait. Call 267-535-2174 now. Again, that's 267-535-2174. Freedom Care. Get paid to care starting now.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You know what I love? American-made products, baby. That's right. It's Rich Zioli. American-made products, and that's what you get from Emmons Roofing and Siding. Owens Corning shingles are made in New Jersey. Certainteed siding made right outside of Philly. Provia windows and doors handcrafted in Ohio. And because Emmons is platinum with Owens Corning, your roof comes with a lifetime workmanship warranty. That's accountability on American-made quality from an American company right in our backyard. EmmonsRoofing.com, EmmonsRoofing.com.
Are you raising the child of a loved one? You're not alone. Like many others, you've stepped up to raise the child of a friend or family member, allowing them to live, grow, and thrive among people they know. While fulfilling, it can also be challenging. But there is support. PA Kin Connector helps kinship caregivers just like you by providing connections to resources, services, training, and support groups. Don't navigate the journey alone.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
You can now tune in to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
It's Dom Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone?
Show me the money.
All right, every day at this time, we have Dom's Money Melody for a great price, coffee table book, letters to Trump. Let's hear the clue.
$20,000 castles and bread.
All right, breads. We're looking for the country.
The country or origin, language of origin.
All right. Yep. Drew in Upper Darby. Hey, Drew, what's your answer?
Hey, Dom, thanks a lot, man. Yo, Dom, in the Air Force, we used to call this a WAG, a wild-ass guess. So I'm going to go with Scotland.
Nope.
Scotland. The language, I mean, it's English there, and even with a Scottish accent, I think, unless there's some dialect. Ralph in Middletown. Ralph, what's your answer?
I'm going to go with WAG also. I'm going to go with Germany.
Nicely done.
All right. It is Germany. 20,000. Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of castles in Germany. And you think Germany, the breads, huh? I know the cakes and all, but...
I was going to give the third clue, beer, but that would have been a gimme right out of the gate.
Okay. All right, so we have a winner. We'll probably have that all this week. This is a gigantic, beautifully illustrated book. We play Money Melody. You'll want it, coffee table, and a conversation starter. You can't believe some of the gushing of these people that we know went after Trump, what they said before he ran. It's all in there. Okay. A couple of things. The trial of Mangione is underway. I'm looking at two women whose son, somehow or another, got press credentials. A woman named Lena Weisbrot. This just came out to the media. Both this and a woman named Ashley Rojas waving press passes. I'll have the sound for you tomorrow. And they talked about how much better off the children of the murdered United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, are better off without him. They need to learn to not be like their dad before sarcastically saying they should enjoy his blood money. Now, here's a broader point with this, okay? This is all over on the left. And we talked about this guy, Hassan Piker, coming to town. He is the biggest guy. He's the guy, maybe as much as AOC or more, that a lot of these candidates, like this guy, Chris Rabb here locally in Mount Airy, brought in to pump up the vote for him. And he said, Hassan Piker, we played it many times, Marx and Engels, said, yeah, people committing the wrong things, doing these things, it is reasonable to murder them. How do you determine that? Well, you're a healthcare executive. Yeah, you're really right there on the big spinning board. And these two with press credentials, this shows you where the left is. It shows you what the stakes are in this midterm. Shows you where they're willing to go. So some of them don't agree with this fully, but they enable it. They're afraid also. They're trying to curry favor with these who are, and the Mangione guy is the perfect example. These are progressive women gone wild. They apparently have a love interest with this guy because he murders people, etc. And they want blood. And that's what the midterms are about to them. Now, I feel hopeful about where Republicans are due to the Supreme Court decision, due to redistricting, how it's backfired on Democrats. But we need more here. We have to, the big stumbling block is to be out of Iran, and then the president to barnstorm and concentrate and drill down. I believe gas prices can still get down, if not back to where we were, pretty close to it by the midterms. But again, the question as we start another week is, are we going to do anything in Iran? You hear the usual voices, Lindsey Graham and these others, wanting to bomb them back to hell. Don't know if that's the thing that's going to work. I'm all about what's going to work with this and how we stop these people. But once that's done, it has to be a concerted campaign of a message. And we've had on from Mike Johnson on down, the speaker, to talk about what the message is. They're crazy, we're not. All right, that's part of it. But the message around the economy, et cetera, has got to be there also. All they have is screaming the word affordability and just bloodlust to get out there because of hatred of Trump or hatred of people like this healthcare executive. These women waving press credentials somehow or another they got at the trial in order to espouse this. All right, but one area that I hope Republicans get into a little bit, well, one affordability area. The NFL, as we start looking toward, training camps and then the season, they're not accepting our criticism. And look, I despise the NFL, not the game of football, but I despise Roger Goodell and the nonsense they do. I just see this as a captive country who's willing to let them do anything to us. Please just give us football. they're pushing back on this critique, saying, wait a minute, they're putting way too many games streaming now, et cetera, where you have to pay or have that service, which you're paying for to get all these games. Upwards of $1,000 a year or more for the average NFL fan. The Trump administration is looking at this. I don't think it should take more than a cursory look to see some of the deals that were made that are antitrust that allows the NFL to just do what they want. In other words, this is not a pure capitalist enterprise. They have certain cutouts from certain, I'm not going to go into the weeds on this. I think they have to push back on them and make the case, as he's trying to make, we're trying to make this affordable for the average American. They're pushing back and they're saying things like, well, people already are on these streaming services. We're just bringing football toward them. They're citing outlandish numbers about Netflix and saying, so what's the big deal if we're on Netflix? They are unrelenting in what they get away with. And again, a lot of people have tried to take them on, and the players. You may remember when the kneeling, et cetera. It's like crack cocaine. America wants NFL football. Trump's instincts are correct. I think he's right on the kickoff rule, too, that he brings up every time. But that aside, their pushback is, stop it already. You're on Netflix, or you're on Peacock, or you're on a million different things. This isn't really that big of a deal as we hoard in even more money. I think they're clearly violative. A case can be made of the cutouts, the exemptions they got on antitrust, monopolies, and the like. So we're going to see if the Trump administration does push back on this. Now, I'm not sure if the average American is going to say they're fighting for us. We're on board with this. I don't know, because I think the average American says, hey, don't bother the NFL. They want to put football on Wednesday night. I want that. They want to put football. The Eagles are playing here. What is it, an 8 o'clock roughly start time on Christmas Eve? I get it. You could argue, well, you don't have to go to the game. You don't have to. I get all that. The point is that they are given allowances. So let's take those allowances away. Let's see if they like that. I'm surprised they're not even more extreme. They literally can do what they want. All right, let's go to Joe in Exton. Joe is in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Joe, afternoon.
Yes, hello, Dom, and good afternoon.
Hi, Joe.
My celebrity person is Leslie in Bryn Mawr.
Okay.
And her all-time catchphrase is aloha.
Very nice.
That's good.
Yeah, Leslie Fisher-Pine on Twitter's got several good ones up there, too. I won't take them away yet. Hit us with that all-time catchphrase connected to a celebrity like Mr. T, as we talked about it today. Want to replay for you and give you a chance at this, too. We played this right at the top of the show today. Pope Leo has launched an AI commission, and I'm in agreement with it. I told you on Friday, I'm waiting for the encyclical to come down. This is the graduation at Arizona University. It's Eric Schmidt speaking. He's the former, I don't know if he was a head co-founder. He's a big guy at Google. And he's trying to convince the graduates, and he starts to get a little bit wound up here, Eric, about how beneficial AI is going to be to them. College graduate commencement speech. Here's how it sounded at Arizona University.
Architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting. The question is whether you will help shape artificial intelligence. We do not know. We do not know the precise contours of what this. If you'd let me make this point, please.
Tell us about curing cancer. When's it going to cure cancer?
Choose a diversity of perspectives, including the perspective of the immigrant, who has so often been the person who came to this country and made it better. We thought that we were adding stones to a cathedral of knowledge that humanity had been constructing for centuries. But the world we built, artificial intelligence that reflects those values, the world will be unimaginably better for it. I'll switch sides. You are surrendering your agency. We have only seen maybe 1% of what is to come. I'm very proud of this. If you don't care about science, that's okay, because AI is going to touch everything else as well. Whatever path you choose, AI will become part of how work is done. If you want to learn something entirely new and you want to have a personal tutor in any language for the cost of an internet connection, you can have it. You can now assemble a team of AI agents to help you with the parts that you could never accomplish on your own. When someone offers you a seat on the rocket ship, you do not ask which seat. You just get on. The rocket ship is here. Let me give you some advice. First, find a way to say yes. Listen. You bring the judgment. You bring the conscience. You bring the perspective. I'll give you one final reflection. Happiness, I have come to believe, is not the same as joy. Happiness is derived from meaning. Meaning in your work, meaning in your relationships. Thank you very much and good night.
Now, look, most of these graduations are tepid. People are being there to throwing beach balls around, or it's a golf clap, if you get that at all. Usually you don't even get riled up to go after a guy like this. This is all good. Imagine this guy, the seat on a rocket ship, the billionaires on there. All right. Are Republicans going to be able to speak to this? What I think is, just take a look in Chester County. The AI centers out there, the stuff that's going on, every time it comes up, moratoriums, 180 days, all kinds of stuff. He didn't say, at least, yeah, you know what? You're standing in the way of AI curing cancer. I was waiting for the cancer thing. It's so outrageous. I want to see AI cure cancer. I want to see this. Give me a break. It is a dismissal of humanity that's going on. That's where this goes. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us with that all-time catchphrase is what we're looking for. Coming up, the UAE. One of these Arab states that's been deeply involved in the Iranian situation does something just in the last couple of days. It really is something that indicates that President Trump has done really good stuff in the Middle East. That's going to be part of his legacy. I'll explain what they did and how it will impact us once all this blows over. Phone lines are 855-839-1210. Let's talk about Dr. Bentz for a moment. For years, dental visits, for me, I've been going to Dr. Bentz for about 12 years. They just meant cleanings twice a year, routine, stay on top of it. But over the last year or two, smaller issues, wear and tear, and then a complex problem, which resulted in a dental implant last March, which has worked immaculately. So what might start out as minor discomfort or cosmetic wear can maybe in the end require advanced care, and you want to know you're making the right decisions for that long-term health. And that's where Dr. Bentz comes in. The Bentz Dental Group comes in, board-certified prosthodontist Dr. Robert Bentz and board-certified prosthodontist Dr. Emily Bentz, his daughter, specialize in advanced and complex dental care. They see cases like this every day. They understand how to treat not just the symptoms. Their team delivers precise, truly. You get that initial evaluation, you'll see what I'm talking. I've told you about this, how ahead of the curve they've been for 10 years. Accurate diagnosis from the very beginning, so there's no guesswork. From there, they build customized treatment plans designed specifically for you, protecting your overall dental health for the future. So if your dental needs have gone beyond just cleanings, or you just want expert guidance you can trust, Bentz Dental Group is ready to help. If you're ready for expert care and the smile you feel confident in, just call 610-272-6949 or visit thebentzdentalgroup.com. That's BENTZ dentalgroup.com, 610-272-6949.
Record-breaking heat is in the forecast for the first half of the work week. A heat advisory will be in effect today. We'll have plenty of sunshine with a high 95. The record high is 94. For tonight, a warm night, mostly clear, low 72 for the city, a bit cooler in the suburbs. And another very hot day on Tuesday, plenty of sunshine with a high 97.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. You know I love summer vacation, and the Zioli family, we love Cape May, and we love the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, and you will love it too. Book a June midweek stay, and you're going to save big time because you're going to get resort credits back. The longer you stay, the more you save. 3 nights get you $60 a night in resort credits, 5 nights get you $70, and 7 nights get you $80 a night in resort credits, and you can use those resort credits to get food and beverages at Hemingway's restaurant, the outdoor pool bar, beach concession stand, or the gift shop. Take the family on a whale watching boat cruise. But you got to book direct with them for the best rates and to get your resort credits. So go to grandhotelcapemay.com. And the Grand is also the perfect place to host a wedding or special event. With 4 ballrooms, they have the perfect space to make lifetime memories. But they always sell out for the summer, so make sure you make your reservations today. If you love the outdoor pool, the indoor pool, you'll love it all. grandhotelcapemay.com.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Searching for a new path to wellness? Dr. Molly Fantasia explains how medical hydration therapy can help you reclaim your energy. Listen to Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Living here is about more than just the headlines. It's the new restaurant opening in Fishtown. It's the playoff energy at the bank. It's the festivals that make your neighborhood feel like home.
KYW News Radio brings you the pulse of the Delaware Valley. From service journalism that solves problems to stories that celebrate our culture, we cover the life you're actually living.
Authentic, local, factual. KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news source.
Weather is sponsored by Ashley Furniture.
Find unbeatable savings during Ashley's Memorial Sale. Save up to 20% on all Ashley furniture or enjoy 60 months no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. These Memorial Day deals won't last, so now's the time to upgrade. Shop today at Ashley.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT from the Piazza Auto Group Studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations.
All right, it is Dom time. I'm not sure if there's any sound with this, so youtube.com/1210. There's a little bit of sound. This will be cut 4, Kirk. Here is, and I know there's another picture of him out there, but oh, I love this the most over the weekend. Governor Christie, the thin-skinned bully, in a front row seat as Bruce Springsteen's performing and dances around him, headed back to the stage, completely ignored by the great man, the fraudulent Springsteen. Here's a little bit of how it looked and how it sounded, cut 4.
Yeah, there's no sound.
Okay. All right. I thought Springsteen singing in that, but okay. All right. So, all right. This is Mondani. This is the mayor of New York. Today he announced, or at least the last day or so, the opening of the government grocery store in the Bronx and how that won't compete with private business. You're right, because it'll be out of business in 6 months. But he took a look, Mondani, at the great quote, the one that stings the left constantly, said so good-naturedly, so precisely. You know, Reagan's quote, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help." Here's Mondani's take on it. Cut 13.
And standing here this morning, I cannot help but think of the words of our 40th president, Ronald Reagan. He famously said, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." It's a good quote, but I disagree. I think 9 more terrifying words are actually, I worked all day and can't feed my family. We are going to use the power of government to lower prices and make it easier for New Yorkers to put food on the table. When government understands its purpose as serving the very working people that it has left behind time and again, it can make a difference in the most pressing struggles facing our city today. It's not just that government can help, it's that government must help, and our government will help.
All right, near the top, I don't know about near the top of my list is wishing for failure beyond failure of this cockamamie grocery store. I mean, I'd like to chart it day by day, how rotten the produce is, how bad this will be. Because the media will be all bright and shiny when it opens for the first day or so. Oh, look at this. This is on sale or that's on sale. He actually said, well, we're not going to rival the bodegas. We're not going to sell lottery tickets here. All right, we'll see. But nice trying to bounce off the 9 words of Ronald Reagan and spin it toward why was that so popular? It resonated with people because people realize that's exactly what you get from the government. I referenced today when we were talking to Stacey Garrity, and 6ABC did a good job on this. You have this kid with muscular dystrophy at a school in Philadelphia, public school. I think he has to go to the 2nd floor, and the painful way, and they had to help him up because the elevator doesn't work. Hasn't worked for quite a while. Their claim is, well, we can't get the part. Now, I'm not saying at all times, sometimes there's a difficulty with this. But when you have a kid like this, don't you have to move heaven and earth? And then 6ABC documents that they claim they will get the part today, May 18th, but they're not going to install it until May 22nd. There is nothing in the Philadelphia public schools, nothing that says urgency. The quality they have, the leadership and the whole thing is shamelessness. They get away with it. They have a monopoly. Guy Shiraki puts this up, reason 2000 to have school choice. If you had a school where you had a kid like this and it came out to parents that you were not moving heaven and earth on, when does this overpaid superintendent, $400,000 a year? I believe, and Frank Rizzo was a genius of this, you know that, even more than the tough cop. There's got to be somebody, and Trump does this, who says, I want this done now. You're going to do it. And the guy, well, sir, next. It's that simple. You make it a cause. You can't have a little kid with muscular dystrophy having to be lifted over type of stuff and going through this every day. Yeah, but the part. Okay, in the real world, what have they done to move heaven and earth, get somebody involved? Oh, really? You're going to do this for every cause? That's exactly right. That's what leadership does. And certainly, when you get the part, our schedule here, we can't put that part in to May 22nd. It's all in the book. That's all that we can do, and that's it. That's what you're going to have. That's the attitude. That is the attitude. I would argue the Philadelphia public schools are even worse than Philadelphia government. It's close, but I think they're worse. Good work by 6ABC documenting this. Just another example. Last week it was the Southwark School where they have to go to the bathroom in a trailer and there are rats running around. How do you get away with that? Well, you keep on telling us you don't understand. You don't understand. We don't have enough money. It's just under $5 billion they have with declining number of students. It will go on and on and on. This is exactly what Democrats will do. Well, look at the public school we talked about, Jericho High School. If you missed it, we led off the show with this. 21 valedictorians they have this year. And they said it's a shining example. Yes, you heard that right. 21 of equity. 21 valedictorians. Because instead of going by grade point average, they just went by letter grade and they said, well, it's really close. So make everybody a valedictorian. And they said, let's do it in the name of equity. All right. Coming up, it is the lightning round. Here's how you get in. 855-839-1210. Hit us with the celebrity and hit us with that all-time catchphrase. Mr. T, if you missed it, be up on podcast, was really good today. Just a wonderful guy coming to Philadelphia Fan Expo. Happy to have him. You know, if we get a shot that Friday, I'd love to have him in studio. Going to the Rocky statue. All right, 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Here's the big announcement. Coming up next Thursday, May 28th, at the New Jersey FOP Lodge 56 in West Berlin, we will be live from 6 to 11, and we will have a special guest. Sean Farish is coming on up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good old time.
Yes.
Yes.
Sean will join us live and in person next Thursday at FOP Lodge 56. Go get tickets right now. 1210WPHT.com. They're free. Again, they're free.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Is life insurance still on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
If clutter is costing you time, fix it right away. Closet Factory designs and installs custom storage for closets, pantries, and home offices. Schedule a free design consultation at ClosetFactory.com. ClosetFactory.com.
Hey, Dawn here. Get ready to ride in style this summer with that new or certified luxury vehicle you've been wanting. My friends from Piazza Premium Automobiles are here to assist you in your unique vehicle search. The Piazza Premium family, featuring dealerships across Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey. Find your Mercedes, Benz, BMW, Porsche, Infiniti, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Jaguar, or Land Rover. PiazzaPremiumAutos.com, Piazza, PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Tell Dawn sent you.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. Legacybox.com/radio.
Hey, Hatboro. Tell your smart speaker deployed. 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call us the lightning round.
That's right. Coming off Mr. T today, hit us with that all-time celebrity catchphrase. It's all in the call. Earl in Tacony. Earl, what's yours?
Real quick, Dom, you're talking about valedictorians, and it all ties in with my side question. My high school had a controversy with valedictorians. We only had 52 people in our graduating class. But the controversy was the girl who won valedictorian, she took office. She took typing and stenography and bookkeeping, where the salutatorian, who finished second, just a couple points below her, was taking physics and chemistry, and he went off to Drexel to do chemical engineering. And we thought that, it doesn't really seem fair that, the girl, nothing against office work, but, taking chemical engineering is a lot different than, learning how to type.
Sure. Well, they could have gone to Jericho High School. They all would have been valedictorians.
Well, that's my answer. It's a woman who's in Trump's book, Letters to Trump. You get a car, and you get a car. Yeah. You get a valedictorian. You get a valedictorian. Oprah Winfrey, you get a valedictorian.
That is probably one of the biggest things that stuck with Oprah. Zenos in Upper Darby. Hey, Zenos, afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dom, and I got a new Greek word for you. It's called yasu. It's like hi and bye.
What is this, like the bad Batman or something in Seinfeld? Hi and bye, yes.
Yeah, Dom, I do you like that. It's like ciao. It's a greeting for
Sorry, say
for
it again
hello
because
and goodbye.
we'll put this into play with listeners. Say, what is it again?
Yasu.
Yasu. Okay. All right.
So it's hi and bye.
Hi and bye. All right, like ciao. Yeah, they say it all the time. Ciao, ciao, yeah.
Right. So
Yasu.
in Greek, it's yasu, like hello and goodbye. So, Dom, I got to go with the side question first. An all-time, it was great. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger when he says, I'll be back, and for you to get out of the truck.
Very good.
Holy smokes. It's the I'll be back, Dom.
Gotcha. Thank you, Zenos. Yasu. Drew in Upper Darby, a second bite at the apple here. All right, Drew, what's yours?
Hey, Dom, thank you. Yasu, Dom, Yasu. Hey, they say it's said twice when the Greeks, the Zenos knows twice. Hey, Dom, I want to keep it with the Hellenic side, but this person with this saying, he does like what you say. He killed two birds with one stone. Not only did he have a catchphrase, but he said the catchphrase with his signature moves, and that's Kojak with "Who Loves You, Baby?" while he had the lollipop in his mouth.
The lollipop is the key, and the shaved head. Yeah, there you go. All right, we close it out. Pete in the Southwest. Pete, what's yours today?
Hey, Dom. How you doing? My catchphrase is, and my celebrity is you, Dom, and here's my Joe from Exton. Hello, Dom, and good afternoon. Dom, according to the Nordic Indians, the Rock of Gibraltar was not a rock. It was literally a big stone. That's it.
Thank you.
I got to go. I just ran from Exton to Baltimore Tavern. Goodbye, Dom.
Baltimore Tavern. All right.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done. Alan in Hamilton. Alan, what's yours?
You never got any respect. Rodney Dangerfield.
All right. Thanks, Alan, very much. All right. And, I don't want to go with recency bias. There were several good ones, but what do you say, Andrew?
That Joe from Exton's good. That's great.
That's another great caller. That JB guy better call back, too. He's
I know.
excellent, too.
Yeah.
I vote for that. What do you say, Kirk?
I'm going with my man Pete in the clutch.
That was incredible. My God, that was hilarious.
I don't know where he's been all this time. That we didn't know that. All right, put his name in there. We'll have it tomorrow. And don't forget tomorrow for the Money Melody. That Trump book, Letters to Trump, is amazing. What people said before he ran. Famous. Oprah is one that's in there. Obviously, Alec Baldwin's the worst, gushing. And then when Trump ran. And we were on the other side. It's about $100 value. We'll have it tomorrow for Money Melody. Tony, welcome back. What do you have coming up?
On there?
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
There we go.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
How about, did any, the mic's not on.
Yes, it is.
I can hear you now.
It's on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Good.
You can hear you now, yes.
By the way, did anybody give you are looking live? That was Brent Musburger's legendary line on the CBS NFL on Sunday.
Yeah,
you are looking live.
Has somebody to tell me, am I being too picky? Yesterday, the guy from ESPN, Scott, who's pretty good, but said we're coming to you from Aronimink, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. if you say Philadelphia, is the Pennsylvania? I know they have script writers. So why put that in there?
It could have been Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Philadelphia.
Right, yeah, exactly.
There's a Philadelphia in the Middle East somewhere, too. You know, you never know.
Roniman got moved to the South. Yes. I couldn't take ESPN doing the golf tournament. I know you're a golfer, but not like Kale.
No, I didn't watch. I went down to Maryland to see my grandkids.
Yeah, but it was, you got it, Jim Nance versus these guys doing it. It's amazingly bad. So what's on the agenda?
Well, there's a lot. I mean, we got Chris Christie. I know you played that, Chris Christie. But how about it's a summer of Rampage. It's not even summer yet, Dom.
Right.
Did we break the record? I know we got to 94. Did we break the temperature record for this day? We're going to have to get the local meteorologist. Can we get Herb Clark on the line? The late, great Herb Clark.
That's right. Maybe Hurricane Schwartz is. No, I know who you should call. Your guy. You've had him on. I've had him on, too, over the years. John Boaris.
Oh, he's down in Florida, though. He fled to Florida, too.
Well, he might be chased a bit there, too. You know? We used to be in the same building as NBC 10, and I remember when the big snow, and he was, as you know, really nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Came in, talked all the time. But after that snowfall, breaking into dramas and all.
He's very active on social media.
Oh, my God, the stuff he's involved, yes. Yeah. He and Howard Eskin have a lot of fun.
Don't forget, Dom, we have a code orange, air quality, or as they call it, orange code bad. If you're a Donald Trump fan.
Okay. All right. So Tony's with you for the
And Harry Mays is going to join me, and we're going to 7. We're giving you 4 hours today.
My goodness.
At no additional cost to you.
Rich is off on the R&R thing here. Yes. All right. That's all coming up with Tony Bruno. 4 big hours today. The Rich Cioli podcast will, continue at some future date after everything's going on with Rich. Thank you, Andrew, pinch hitting for Henry the last few days, and Kurt sliding over into the Henry chair.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we'll have all the regular stuff that's out there. And Mondani, can you imagine this guy, the Ronald Reagan line with this cockamamie government grocery store in the Bronx? What will be, the question I have is, how to know what neighborhood you're in. If the protectors, so they can't throw a shopping cart over it and get out, are higher than 6 feet, run for your life. If they just have protectors there where you can't put a shopping cart over it easily, that's bad. And if you're able to put your shopping cart and walk to the car, how many shopping carts will be, let's set the number, the first month will be stolen in the Bronx? And I'd say at least 1,000. That's what it'll be. Are you kidding me? A government-run grocery store. All right. Follow on Twitter until tomorrow at DomShow1210, at DomShow1210, Henry back, etc. Thank you for listening every day, noon until 3. Don't forget the Farley broadcast coming up this Friday with special guests to kick off the summer. We'll let you know as soon as everything's set for Dom Giordano Day. Remember, though, Johnny put a sign outside, $5.87 million in economic impact to bring the show there. At least that. Why not $6 million? I'm being kind. That's accurate. All right, afternoon show next. Talk Radio 1210.
Hi, Dawn Stensland here. You already know how much I love my Chapman windows, doors, and siding, but did you know they also repair screens? And right now, they have some fantastic spring specials going on. Screen repairs start at just $30. When you repair 3 screens, you get 1 free. Mix and match window,